chat if you can. I'm going to drop a couple polls for you guys to fill out. This is a totally live webinar if you can't tell. So here you go. And let's do this. So we should be streaming now live, which is awesome. So welcome in, everybody. We're going to go live in about 20 minutes and 45 seconds. So say hello. I'm going to drop a poll. If you guys are on the live streams, just click the Zoom link. It'll join you guys in on Zoom. I'm going to drop a few polls for us here. Let's do this one. I'm curious what kind of industry you guys are in. So let me drop that poll. You guys can go hit it. And I'm going to play a couple little videos for y'all as we go. Sound good? Okay, so I'm gonna run, get ready. You guys are amazing. Thank you for checking with the AV check everything. It sounds like audio's working. Mike's gonna say hello to everybody. Hit the poll. Say where you're calling in from. I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah right now. That's where our headquarters is. Actually pretty fun. Today we're gonna go very in depth on all sorts of fun stuff about events. So hosting events, big or small events. I'm gonna give you the behind the scenes on FunLaunch Live, all the numbers, everything included there. We're also gonna talk about small events that I feel like charity poker nights or like Cars and Coin. We're going to talk about how I do those events, how we've, met tons of cool people, raised millions of dollars from those events. And then additionally, I'm going to talk about attending events, why I love to attend events, my favorite hacks when I go to an event, how I get the most bang for my buck, how I meet incredible people, how I've met partners, how I've met incredible business connections through events. So we're going to talk all about event states. I've got pretty much 30 to 45 minutes of content teed up. It's just straight content. I don't have like all this fluff and story and stuff. It's like, we're going to dive into it and give you guys a ton of nuggets that have helped me. Sound good? So hit that link. If you guys are on some other Zoom somewhere else, click on our Zoom and it'll join you into the thing. And then I'm going to play a couple videos here. We'll start in 19 minutes and 15 seconds. If you can see it on my screen, we'll see you guys in a few minutes. Say hello, hit that chat and talk to each other. You guys can network in the chat while we're getting ready. Okay. See you in a few minutes.
I'm in it just to rewrite history, cause I'm in the mood to label us the leaders of the new school. This ain't for the radio, can't find this on YouTube. This the type of killing that these critics ain't used to. Victorious, victorious. In this day and age I got time for time to be creative, time too big to waste on my time on critics hating. Flattered by your opinions, to show you I'll just embrace it. Now watch a early sunrise up, no daylight savings, go nuts when I have to. Glaze back my sound in this beats on the house that we dreaming. Watch me way back up in the castle, my thoughts are distorted. Cause I recall guys were hating uncommonly, all of them became common denominators. Hold up, try to overlook a rival, all eyes on me cause I got no competition. Now looking at an idol, your dough ain't long enough to pay for my attention. Man, it's the gospel for the black sheep. I guess it got a banging ring to it. Choir with triumph on the rap league. So all of you mother can sing to it. I was born to be victorious. streets occasionally would quit it. Pay reality visits, but it was too hard to live it. Built up my confidence and delivered. Now I be burning these critics, cause they ain't know they was walking their course while burning their bridges. Hold up. Man, whoever thought I'd be rapping? The family ain't never think that can happen. Matter of fact, only person that ever pushed me to get out was my mother, and the only reason was cause sucking tracks. Heard that Karma's the chick that you put a ring on, and by the looks at your life, guess she's a Klingon. It's on me, dudes had they lead on the board, but games change over time, so I even the score. Youngest sped it up, learn how to step it up, recipe chefed it up, set it up, city they wrapped enough, giving the rest to us, going off, so of course, baby was shown to throwing it off, treating it like it's
memory, making history. Let's go. You don't need no luck with that golden touch. Time to light it up. Let's go. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Yeah, this is it. Go! Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Yeah, this is it. Go!
We are the crazy 1% who believes they can change the world. The crazy 1% who stop at nothing. And what's crazy enough about the crazy 1% is they're actually the ones who change the world.
Wanted to have regular people, or people like you guys, have access to the same thing that I had access to.
I mean, it's just like what Tony Robbins says, proximity is power. This event is insane. The quality of person that you'll meet at FunLaunch Live is second to none.
What is up, people? Welcome in. We're going to start in about 10 minutes and 37 seconds. Good to see everybody. Welcome in. If you guys are watching on the streaming services, come over to the Zoom call and say what's up. If you guys are in the chat, make sure to say comment to everyone, not just hosts and panelists. So say hi, say what's up. You can even answer the poll question on what you're doing, whether you're doing real estate or private equity or venture capital, whatever it is. Answer that poll question. And then if you guys want to chat, type in where you guys are calling in from. So people are from Denver. Darrell, fantastic memories. Good to see y'all. Type in where you guys are calling in from. Real estate, Houston, Texas. Awesome. Welcome in, you guys. Say what's up. I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah right now. So say hello to everybody. Kentucky, near Chicago. Okay, yeah, type it in the chat. And again, half you guys are typing to hosts and panelists. Make sure you are typing to everyone in the chat, okay? So that everyone else can see it. If hosts and panelists, only I can see it. So Charlotte, North Carolina, Orlando, Florida, really cool. Mumbai, India, awesome, you guys. This is sweet. So keep chatting with each other in the chat. We'll get started in a few minutes. I got to get some final things ready to go in the behind the scenes. We got Mason back here. Myself, today is going to be amazing. We're going to announce we got a new speaker we're announcing today, which is so cool. We're going to talk about behind the scenes of events, how we throw events, how we you're going to see all the numbers behind FunLaunch Live, how much it costs to run FunLaunch Live. You're going to see our big events like FunLaunch Live or our small events like Cars and Coin. I'm going to talk about how I attend events. I've attended maybe 30 to 50 events, I think, Mason, something like that. We have a whole slide going through how we attend events, how we've made tons of money attending events, meeting partners, making connections, and kind of give you my secret sauce of what I do when I go to attend an event to get the most out of it. So it's going to be a very fun call today. I've got a lot of nuggets like planned for you guys. I don't want it to be some fluffy little webinar today. I want to give you a lot of actionable things you guys can use, and hopefully come to my next events. I want you guys to come to our events and use the stuff that we're talking about as well. It should be pretty fun. So say hello to everybody. Answer the poll question in the chat there. It looks like right now 37% are real estate, 21% are hedge funds, 17% are private equity, 5% are venture capital, 13% are just, I have no clue. I'm just here for the good times, which is no worries. If you're not in any of these, that's totally fine. I just like to hear where people are at, what kind of funds you guys are doing, all that kind of stuff. So cool. We'll keep going. I'll play a few more videos. We'll get started in just a couple minutes here. Okay. See you guys in just a few minutes. Chat with each other. Have fun. There we go. We'll play here.
I'm in it just to rewrite history, cause I'm in the mood to label us the leaders of the new school. This ain't for the radio, can't find this on YouTube. This the type of killing that these critics ain't used to. Victorious, victorious. In this day and age, I got time for innovation, time to be creative, time too big to waste on my time on critics hating. Flattered by your opinions, to show you I'll just embrace it. Now watch a early sunrise up, no daylight savings, go nuts when I have to. Glaze bet my sound in this beats on the house that we dreaming. Watch me way back up in the gas when my thoughts are distorted, cause I recall guys were hating uncommonly, all of them became common denominators. Hold up, try to overlook a rival, all eyes on me cause I got no competition. Now look at on the rap league. So all of you mother can sing to it. I was born to be victorious. Most definitely victorious. I'm destined to be victorious. Through all the hate that displayed, we remain warriors. I was born to be victorious. Most definitely victorious. I'm destined to be victorious. Avoided by the statistics, occasionally we'll quit it. Pay reality visits, but it was too hard to live it. Built up my confidence and delivered. Now I be burning these critics, cause they ain't know they was walking the course while burning their bridges. Hold up. Man, whoever thought I'd be rapping? The family ain't never think that can happen. Matter of fact, only person that ever pushed me to get out was my mother, and the only reason was cause sucking tracks. Heard that Karma's the chick that you put a ring on, and by the looks at your life, guess she's a Klingon. It's on me, dudes had they lead on the board, but games change over time, so I even the score. Youngest sped it up, learn how to step it up, recipe chefed it up, set it up, sit it in wrapped enough, giving the rest to us, going off, so of course, maybe we're shown to throwing it off, treating it like it's
Hey, what's up, everybody? We got a couple more minutes. We're gonna go live here. Say hello to everybody in the chat. Say what's up. Answer the poll question. We'll play 1 or 2 more videos. We're gonna get rolling. Once we get started, we are gonna roll fast. So see you guys in just a couple minutes.
This day is gonna be the greatest memory, making history. Let's go. You don't need no luck with that golden touch. Time to light it up. Let's go. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Yeah, this is it. Go! Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Yeah, this is it. Go! 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 Yeah, this is it. Go! Go! Let's go! Yeah, this is it.
What is up, everybody? Good to see y'all. Welcome in. Welcome in. Let me go to we're actually going to skip this video for now. Good to see y'all. Welcome in. Good to see everybody. We got about a minute and a half left. What's up? Let me open the chat here. If you guys are on other streaming servers, come over to the Zoom call if you can. That's where I see everybody. What's up? Good to see you. Let's go. Okay, so today's going to be so fun. We're going to talk about how I've leveraged hosting attending events to raise millions of dollars for our fund, for other stuff, have business partners, all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be a very fun call today. If you can, type in the chat where you guys are calling in from. Make sure to chat to everyone, not just host and panel, so that everybody can see it. So let us know where you guys have already done it. But if we have a bunch of new people that have hopped in, like another couple hundred people that have just joined. So say where you're calling in from. San Diego, California, you got Atlanta, Grand Rapids, Tampa, Florida, Vancouver, 2 people from Vancouver, Lafayette, Louisiana, Let's go. New York City, Brooklyn, Madagascar. No way, Jay. I had a friend actually live in Madagascar for 2 years as a church missionary, which is crazy. Lagos, Nigeria, San Francisco, Wichita, Netherlands, Earth, Florida, Boston, Rapid City, Chicago, Lawrence, Fort Lauderdale, Illinois, Germany, Austin, Texas, Windy City, Iowa, London, Nashville, Florida. Wow, they're coming in so fast. Canada, Atlanta, Charlotte, Houston. Wow, we got an amazing group of people in here. So welcome in, you guys. There goes our timer. I don't know how to turn it off. It's like beeping at us. But welcome in, you guys. Good to have all of you here. Let's turn that timer off now. I think it should be off. There we go. But welcome in. Good to see you guys. So today we're going to talk all about leveraging events. So whether that's hosting events, whether that's attending events, we're going to talk about that whole thing here. Now we have a poll open. I'm going to end the poll in about 5 seconds. So go and answer the poll real quick. We've got about 43% of people in real estate. Wow. 15% in hedge, 20% in private equity, 10% in venture capital, 3% in debt, and then 9% just like I have no clue, which is totally fine as well. Okay, I'm going to end that poll. Let's, I actually have another one. There you go. You can share the results. You guys can see the results there. Kind of cool. Let me pull up my next poll. I wanted to hear actually how many people came to FunLaunch Live last year. I'm actually just curious. Here you go. You got about 10 seconds to answer this poll, so you better go quick because we are short on time today. I want to go fast. So go quick on that poll. How many people came to FunLaunch Live last year? I'm just curious. We had 1,200 people live last year. We sold out the event about a month before, which was crazy. And so I'm curious how many people were there last year. And then just curious wow, 92% of people were not there. Only 8% were there. No way. Okay, that's awesome. So I'm excited. I'll tell you guys all about last year's event. We're going to dive into how that ran, how we did it, how we sold out the event, which is crazy. Mason's behind the screen, by the way. He's an incredible marketer, incredible business partner. We're 50-50 partners on this entire company and was amazing at selling that whole thing out last year. So we'll talk about that today as well. Okay, that's really cool. I'm going to end the poll in like 3, 2, 1. You guys ready? Boom. Okay, I'm ending it. Bam. And there's the results. 91% right there. Wow, so cool. Now, how many people... I'm just curious, just by nature of this call, how many people have hopped on a live webinar with me like this before? And this is the last poll, and then we'll get rolling. How many people have done a live call with me before? If this is your first, and then second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, or 6+, just put it in there. I'm just curious where people, like, if you've heard us, if you haven't been here, this is your first time. We do things a little differently on these calls than probably other finance calls you've been on. So most finance calls you join are very boring. People that talk about funds, they go on, and they're going to really talk slow and methodically and share their whole thesis. But they're not going to actually dig into the thesis. They're just going to talk about high level aspects of their thesis and meritocracy and how they run their fund. They're never actually going to give you actual nuggets and stuff that you could use for your stuff, which it actually really bugs me when I go on these calls. So wow, look at this. 63% of people, this is your first time. So welcome on. Good to have you guys here. So if you have never been here before, number one, we have a lot of fun on these calls. I talk very fast. So take notes if you can to help you remember stuff. I try to dive in and share nuggets as much as I can, things that you can take away and pull away and like write down, like take that to the bank. I've joined calls and webinars before where you sit there for like an hour and a half, and it's nice stories and stuff, but nothing actionable, nothing that changes the needle, nothing that moves you. And so we try to do stuff that really moves you. Every speaker we have coming for FunLaunch Live, I tell them all on the phone. We talk on the phone. I say, hey, when you talk to my audience, do not tell some fluffy story that pumps everybody up. Give them actionable things that will help move the needle. Sound good? Do you guys like that? Type a yes in the chat if you guys like that a little bit. Okay. The other thing we do is we do a lot of giveaways. So we're going to do a giveaway right now. We like to have a lot of fun on these calls and just to kind of spice things up. So why not? The way we do giveaways is a couple different ways. This is only for people that are live. So I will usually give you a word or a phrase to type in the chat, and then we will just pick somebody live. So we're going to do that right now. You guys ready? For $100 to Amazon. Amazon's first, May. So you want to do Amazon? All right. $100 to Amazon. We are going to do I'm going to pick somebody. Oh, I just got to get this thing out of my preview. Okay, there we go. Now I can see you guys. All right. Type, let's get started in the chat. Type, let's get started in the chat, and we're going to get rolling here. I'm going to pick somebody, literally 5, 4. You better type quit. Let's get started. 3, 2, 1. Let me grab somebody in the chat. Wow, they're coming in so fast. Okay. Let's grab Samit Kovor. Sorry if I butchered your name. Sumit Kovor, you got $100 to Amazon, which is awesome. So the way it works, we're already giving away money. So Summit, send Mason. He's the co-host on this. Privately message him right now on Zoom with your email, and then he can send you $100. Easy peasy. All right, we're already giving away money. All right. Okay, well, let's get rolling. By the way, if you guys are on live streaming services on other places, click the Zoom link below and come over to our stream, and you guys can hop in. But I think we've waited long enough. What do you guys think? If people aren't here yet, they're not here. What do you guys think? Should we get rolling? Yeah. Give me like a oorah in the chat if you guys are ready to get going. Okay, let's dive in. I want to share today how I've leveraged hosting events to raise millions of dollars for our fund. So a lot of you guys, first time in your call, which is no worries. So results disclaimer, what I'm sharing is my personal opinion. This is not financial legal advice. If you guys can type in the chat, I am disclaimed, okay? Now, another kind of disclaimer almost, and not even disclaimer, but the way I like to do things, I if you can tell already, I like to get feedback from the audience. It's not for me. It's not because I just like to hear myself talk or get feedback. It's because psychologists tell us if you show up to a webinar or call like this and you sit there and just listen, you remember about 0% of what you hear. If you take notes, like if you're actually actively taking notes, you'll remember about 3 to 5%. So still a really small percent. If you use your body, your voice, or somehow type or interact, that number jumps from 3 to 5% to 13 to 20% you'll remember of a call. So my whole goal is to help us and you get the most out of your time. I know your time is very valuable. I don't underestimate that. Your time is very valuable. I want to get you the most out of this call. Sound good? Okay. So on that note, give me a yes in the chat if you're in for that. Sound good? Okay. That's why I do that kind of stuff, is to help us remember more of this. Okay. Now, real quick on me, my name is Bridger Pennington. I don't want to talk about myself much on this call, but it's good to know who you're talking to. So I started 2 funds in my 20s. I have a whole story. You guys can go look up on YouTube. My whole story of launching funds was just really cool. Didn't know my dad was rich. I grew up in a pretty normal house. My dad was co-founder of a deca-billion-dollar family of real estate funds. I had no idea. And then my dad slowly mentored me about funds. I launched my first fund, pitched my dad for money. My dad said, no, I'm not giving you any money, but taught me the principles of funds and how funds work and how they're put together. I went on to launch 2 funds. And then I just launched a 3rd fund in crypto. We just raised $10 million in our initial launch for that, which has been amazing. Actually, we have done very well. This whole last year, crypto was like crashed. We've actually done really well, which is pretty cool. So now in our group, we run a group called, well, real quick, before I digress, I'm gonna, it's freaking hot in here. I don't know what the temperature is in here. Holy crap. I'm like sweating bullets. So we'll just take the jacket off, but that's what we've done. Me and Mason, during that time period, we started a company called FunLaunch. Okay. That's where you're here. We had a lot of people coming to myself, my dad, and also my brother is a securities attorney for investment funds, an investment funds attorney. So between the 3 of us, we've got a pretty cool experience on funds, and none of us went to Harvard degrees. None of us had Ivy League schools. All of us are just kind of entrepreneurs. And a lot of people started to ask us about how to do funds. So me and Mason over here, my business partner behind the scenes here, we started a company called FunLaunch, and we started to help. We started with a podcast. It slowly grew into like a mini course. It then grew into, when you launch a course, you hope like maybe 100 people take your course, and maybe if like 200 people or 500 people take your course, like that would be amazing. We've had over 36,000 people take our course on funds, which is just bonkers. That then grew into, let's do live events. Let's throw an event like at FunLaunch Live, get our whole community in one place. We have a number of student funds I think we have 5 student funds over $150 million. We have 4 student funds between 50 and 150 million, and 54 student funds between $1 and $50 million, which is crazy out of our group. I take no credit for that. We just kind of gave them the vehicle. They went and launched the funds. And actually every single one of those groups, you'll see this in a minute, we actually give them an award. So this is an award we give to any fund over $10 million in our group. They get this is called the Wall Street Rebel Award. These are custom made Nike sneakers. This is carbon fiber. This is my pair. I got my name on it. It has your custom name on it. It comes in a really cool box, everything like that, which is kind of cool. So we started this company. This is us getting a cool 2 Comma Club X award with Russell Brunson. If you guys know that, that's me and Mason right there. So it's Mason behind the scenes, and that's me on stage in front of 5,000 people getting a cool award for this company, because it's one of the top companies on planet Earth for education. We're the #1 company on planet Earth for educating on funds, which is pretty cool. This is if you guys want to go follow us on social media, this is my social media platform, just so you guys are aware. All right, enough talking about me. Let's talk about what we do. Okay. So today we're going to talk about events and throwing big and small events, and also attending events. That's kind of the plan for today. So this is a picture from FunLaunch Live last year. This is our first big event we ever threw. We sold out 1,200 tickets. The room was packed. For some of you guys were there. We had like standing room in the back. It was crazy. And it was pretty cool. So kudos to Mason for selling that. So today I'm going to talk to you guys. We are running now FunLaunch Live 2, which is going to be in about 2 months. I want to show you guys behind the scenes, the cost breakdown, how much money goes into throwing an event like this, what we do to fill an event. And then also, you know, I know a lot of people in this group probably aren't going to throw a huge event like that, but you can throw small micro events. Events like, if you guys have followed my social media, I throw events like Cars and Coin, charity nights, entrepreneurship panels. It's an easy way to build your network. And then third, maybe you don't even want to throw events, attending events is such a major hack. So today I want to talk about all those things. I already mentioned our agenda. So agenda items, number one, we're going to talk about how I host events big and small that have raised me millions of dollars. And number two, my secret strategy for attending other events that fills my calendar with investor calls. I want to give you, I think 6 or 7 very actionable things. When I go to an event, I got 2 events I'm going to this weekend, how I approach those events when I walk in, how do I network? How do I talk to people? Even if you're an introvert, even if you hate talking to people, I want to give you some tips and tricks that you guys can use. Sound good? And number 3, I want to share how to unify your entire circle, employees, friends, family on your vision, which is kind of cool. Now, additionally today, so does that sound like a good agenda? Sound good? Give me a yes in the chat. That sounds good. We're also going to announce some new speakers for FunLaunch Live. So we put out this social media post. For years, I wanted to speak on stage. I made a post about this. I won't tell this whole story, but I wanted to speak on stage because speaking on stage is a really great way to build credibility. It builds all these things, builds your network, helps you raise money, all that kind of stuff. And no one ever gave me the chance. I actually applied. I tried to like network my way in, but it was always like the old friends club that would speak, and it was really hard to break in. And so I wanted to make sure that everyone in our following community had a chance to speak at FunLaunch Live and have at least a chance to pitch. So what we did is we did a speaker competition. So we did, people had to comment below. We had about 544 comments, and then a lot of those turned into submissions. They had to submit a video. We narrowed it down to our favorite application. So today, in just a few minutes, we're going to announce that speaker, which is kind of cool. Okay. No one's ever heard of this or ever heard of the announcement yet. This is like the first time you guys are hearing it is live today. By the way, people are asking, like, is this a live webinar? Yes, this is a freaking live webinar. Okay. Today it's almost 11:15 on what's the date today? March 9th, right at the top. You can see my screen. Okay. It's a live webinar. All right. I hate when people are like, this is pre-recorded. No, it's not. I'm literally live, like yelling at you guys right now. All right. Whew. I digress. You guys ready to get into it? Yeah. Let's dive in. So, let's first talk about that first topic here. How I host big and small events that have raised millions of dollars. Sound good? So let's first talk about big events. I think the big question in the room is like FunLaunch Live. How do you guys do that? What do you guys do? So this, I first want to mention the power behind hosting. Think back for me, if you guys can, to when you were in middle school or high school or even college. And if you remember back to that time, you know, there was always fun events going on, or somebody had a birthday party or a party going on. What do you remember about those parties? Now, besides all the crazy stuff that happened, but so don't go there. But what do you remember about, like, when you, let's say, like, hey, today's Thursday, right? Hey, Bridger, you know, there's a party going on Saturday. What do they always say? Oh, Bridger is hosting a party at Saturday at his house. Or Sarah is having a birthday party. You always remember the person throwing the event. Isn't that kind of interesting? You always remember, oh, there's a huge party going on downtown over here. And I think like Ryan's hosting it or whoever's hosting the event. And even if you don't know, you show up to the event, and what do you usually ask? Oh man, whose house is this? Or whose place are we at? And then you can go, oh, it's him over there. Everyone talks about the host of the event. Hosting events is a massive way to build your network and build credibility around you. Is that kind of making sense? Now we're going to talk about big events first, but also micro events, small events are a huge way you can gain credibility. I get questions all the time, Bridger, how do I raise money? How do I build a network? How do I find the people around me? This is one of the biggest hacks to do that. Sound good? So let's first talk about big events. So this is our big event, FunLaunch Live. Actually, I'll show you the video right now of upcoming FunLaunch Live, and I'm going to show you kind of the behind the scenes. Sound good? Okay, let's watch this one first. We are the crazy 1% who believes they can change the world. The crazy 1% who stop at nothing. And what's crazy enough about the crazy 1% is they're actually the ones who change the world.
Wanted to have regular people or people like you guys have access to the same thing that I had access to.
I mean, it's just like what Tony Robbins says, proximity is power. This event is insane. The quality of person that you'll meet at FunLaunch Live is second to none.
Fighting all this evil around us all day. Even nice
I'm so excited for FunLaunch Live. Okay, so that's kind of the preview of the event that we're hosting, capitalizing on last year. So last year's event was 1,200 people. We're doubling plus 100 people this year to 2,500 people, which is pretty bonkers. Let's talk about kind of behind the scenes. So by the way, for FunLaunch Live, we are going all out on our stage. If you saw the stage earlier, it was okay. We spent, just so you're aware, I think, what was the number last year? $110,000 in AV, something like that. It was 160. Oh, wow. So we spent $160,000 on AV last year, and you kind of saw it on the pictures there. So this year we're upping the ante like crazy. These are LED panels. So that's like 90 feet of LED screens. We can actually, if we want to, curve them as well, which is pretty cool. So this is kind of what we're doing for this year. I'm a big junkie on AV because when you throw an event, you've got to get good. Most people don't attend the event. You got to get great pictures and other, speakers that come on stage. You invite these incredible speakers, get really cool pictures with your branding behind them so that they, like Ed Milet posts on his Instagram, oh man, I had the coolest experience at FunLaunch Live. And all of a sudden everyone goes, well, what's FunLaunch Live? And they want to come. So you got to have, at least my opinion, you don't have to do this, but I'm a geek on branding and all that kind of stuff. We actually have tweaked this a little bit. It's going to even be bigger and better than what you see here, but this is kind of the behind the scenes. So that's a curved, like 90-foot LED wall, which is pretty cool. Here as well. At large events, what do we do? So we have speakers come on, we give away awards. We invite speakers that I want to network with. Okay. So a lot of the speakers, when you throw big events or for small events, what the coolest thing is, as the host, like me, I get to meet all these cool speakers. I get to meet Jim Rogers. He's one of the most legendary Wall Street investors of all time, co-founder of the Quantum Fund with George Soros, which is one of the most famous funds of all time on Wall Street. He's coming to speak about Ed Milet and actually I'm going to share some other speakers today that run billion-dollar funds coming to speak and share, and I get to meet them, which is pretty cool, right? So I get to network with them. We give away awards. We have our community come together. Now, unlike other events, I attend a lot of events. We'll talk about that in a minute, but I hate events. So I kind of good and bad. Whenever I go to events, I sit on the front row and I take notes like crazy, just so you're aware. I take notes on the event, the speakers, but I also take notes on how the event is running, or how the Zoom, like right now, how the Zoom call is running. What would I do differently? How would I change that? How would I tweak this? And I'm nice, and I never share those, but internally I'm like, okay, if I'm going to bring on I need to have a really good MC to bring on speakers to the stage. And when a speaker comes on stage, they got to come on with a certain kind of umph. When they come, like some speakers walk out all slow, some speakers walk out with a lot of energy, right? Which speaker do I want to be? How do they interact with the MC? There's actually a huge thing with when you have I'll share it with you. Like speaking thing, so that your MC is the person who announces the speaker to come on stage. And they are, I would say, the biggest part of your whole event when throwing a big event is hiring a great MC. A bad MC will ruin your event. A great MC will make your event. I believe I've been to a lot of events. He's the best MC I've ever seen on planet Earth. He's a good amount of money to hire. I said, whatever he wants, I will pay the check and I will pay him. Because his name's Devon Brown. Incredible. You guys will see him if you guys come to the event. Awesome. He's funny. He's quirky. He gets the audience warmed up and just brings the energy up in the room so that when a speaker comes out, it's like at peak energy. If you guys come to our events, everyone is on their feet. Everyone's cheering. Like it's crazy. It's almost like a Tony Robbins event, right? If you guys have been to those events. And the reason for that is because again, you learn with your body, your emotions, and then a speaker comes on stage. There's a transition of power that happens when a speaker comes on stage. So if you're ever speaking on a stage, make sure you need to acknowledge the MC. The MC holds all of the power on the stage. They have the rapport with the audience. When you come on stage, you need to go up. If you know big speakers, they come up. What do they always do? They always hug or do something to the person that announced them. They give them a high five. They go, yeah, give it up. Because what happens is it's called a transfer of power. All of a sudden, the MC recognizes the speaker that comes on stage and it transfers the power to the speaker that just came on stage. Interesting, right? I've seen a few speakers that the MC, like, welcome to the stage, like Mason Brains. And then like somebody like Mason walks out, and Mason doesn't do this, by the way, but walks out and then the MC's sitting there like, okay. And then Mason just kind of talks to the audience. There's no transfer power. It's kind of an awkward start. Make sure anyways, small thing, have an incredible MC is crucial. And then having speakers that come on stage. Now, I've also been to a lot of events that are pitch fests. You ever been to an event where you come on and all it is, they just pitch you the entire time? Oh, this isn't where you learn the stuff. If you pay me $100,000, then you can learn the stuff. Have you ever been to one of these? It is so frustrating. I can't even believe it. So at our events, I make sure I tell my speakers, I literally go, you have to give nuggets to our audience and our attendees. And I want to know the 3 nuggets you're going to give them. you have 25 minutes on stage. I don't want to hear stories. I don't want to hear hype. You're not pitching anything. I want to hear about how you raised $50 million in 8 weeks. It's actually one of our speakers. I want to hear the step by step and what you did and what somebody in the audience could write down and take away with them. And they're like, oh, okay, I'll do that. And I'm like, great. That's how you pull out really good speakers. So I talk to and I prep every single one of my speakers before they go on stage to make sure they give to the audience, because I want people to come. And last year we had incredible, Mason can maybe pull up, but we had incredible feedback from FunLaunch Live 1. People came and like, whoa, I didn't expect this. I didn't expect to actually learn stuff. I didn't expect to like really take things home. I didn't expect the people around you. We'll talk about that in secret number 2, but the network around them of there. Sound good? So, now let's talk about, so this is FunLaunch Live. We got Ed Milet coming, Jim Rogers, May 10th through the 12th. Now let's talk about the breakdown of costs for this, I think. So we got this is kind of our large events, what we do. And again, it just, they can compound on each other. We are going all out on this. So, we are spending for this event, almost $1.2 million for this event, which is kind of crazy. This is our budget right now. We are over budget on some things, under budget on others. We've hired a great, we've actually are saving. So it's funny enough, last year we wasted a ton of money on stuff that we didn't like. The venue last year, we probably paid double that. Like it was, I think we spent what, $200,000 on just the venue. They wanted a food and beverage minimum. This year we've negotiated it way down. You can see some of the numbers here, but so we've saved money in other ways, and then we spent more on other places. So like AV, audio, branding. Like branding is so important to make sure that you're there. Speakers, have them coming in, MC fees, like food, lodging, miscellaneous, like all this cool stuff to make sure that it's just running just awesome. So anyways, you guys, it's kind of cool to see a breakdown right behind the scenes. So it'll cost us about $1.2 million to throw this event. Now, Bridger, what's the ROI then? Where do you get the money from? So just so you're aware, when we throw an event like this, our goal is to break even on ticket sales. You guys know that? That's how most events run, by the way. We'll break even on ticket sales. So right now we have tickets. Some of you guys have bought tickets for FunLaunch Live. We about break even. So our goal is to make about $1.2 million from FunLaunch Live. So when we start the event, we are broken even. Last year, I think we started the event. If you minus the black card, we were right at break even. We were like 50 grand in the hole, weren't we? We were a little bit in the hole from last year when we started the event, which is okay. And you're like, well, why would you do that? Because of all the amazing stuff we get from these events. We get our whole client base and new people to come and like be a part of our family, our community over one weekend. We get to do partnerships and deals with people in the audience. We get to start funds with them and partner. And I get to meet and network with all of these incredible speakers. Is that worth paying $0 for? It's free. It's free to me. Yeah, that's way worth it, right? That's awesome. And then also from just by the nature of that, we have a lot of clients that like join our programs. We have a coaching program called Black Card. We help launch people's funds. We launched 120 funds last year out of Black Card. People join our programs like Black Card or join other stuff like our courses because they come and they're like, whoa, I get the vision of this. Does that make sense? So if we can break even on an event, I am totally happy because of all the ripple effects that happen from a big event. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, actually, any other just questions on big events before we move on? We're going to talk about small events, and this is probably be more applicable to you, but I'm curious, big events. Any other questions there? I'm actually curious. I'll take a few questions here. Mason, if you see any good ones, let me know. Hidden benefits. Yeah, those hidden benefits are massive for, a big event like FunLaunch Live, which is pretty cool. And the speaker footage, you get all the cool stuff. Like it's pretty cool. All right, I don't see any questions. And by the way, we'll have a huge Q&A at the end. So, what are they? Yeah, so right here, do we pay for speakers? The first question right here. Boom, speaker and MC fee. We have paid $223,000 for speakers already. It's crazy. That's just so you know, we usually most events will do the same way. They usually pay for 1 or 2 big headliners that bring everybody else in. So, we paid a good amount of money to have Jim Rogers and Ed Milet come. Ed Milet is, I think, one of the top speakers on planet Earth right now. I think one of the magazines ranked him. He's either ranked 1 to 5 in because they rank like motivational speakers, like Brendon Bouchard, Tony Robbins. Ed Milet is either ranked 1, 2, 3, or 4 in like all the magazines. I mean, he is unreal as a speaker. And then Jim Rogers, one of the most legendary investors of all time. He's not going to come for free either. So we had to pay a good amount of money. And then MC and other speakers as well from there. Now, outside of those, most of the speakers we have after that, they want to come. They actually apply. They want to be speaking because they want to share the stage with Ed Milet. So a lot of events, if you can nail 1 or 2 big speakers, the rest of the speakers will a lot of times come for free and come to the event. Yeah, good question. All right, let's talk about small events though. So this is some of you guys might throw big events. I'd love to come attend. Small events though, this is where you can gain tons of credibility. And then back to think about like the high school or middle school or college party when somebody threw like a birthday party or a charity bash or something and you attended, and what did you do? You always meet the host, right? So let's talk about a couple of these. So small events. I've actually attended a number. I do this. I probably attend a handful of events every month that are small events local to me. In every city that you guys are in that you named, there are real estate meetup groups, investor meetups in every single city. You can go on Google right now, investor meetup group of Charlotte or Montreal or Toronto or Salt Lake City or Boise or San Diego. There's a real estate meetup. There's an investor meetup in all of these areas. Now, I want to share a few examples of these. So these are events that you can host that are pretty easy and inexpensive. And then I'll share my examples of hosting events. So we've got charity events, poker nights. You would not believe how many people raise money just on, hey, we're getting some friends together. We got about 20 people coming over. We're going to have a poker night on Saturday. Come on over, hang out. It's $100 buy-in. It's pretty small minimum, but we're going to hang out. And what happens is people become friends. People, typically high net worth individuals, invest with people that they're friends with. It's actually a very emotional investment and they need to become friends with you somehow. It's an easy, and then what you do, this is how you do it. So if you have 20 people that are going to come to a poker night, only invite 10 and then say, hey, of the 10 people, can you guys, bring a friend or a business partner that's, someone really cool accredited, but someone that maybe I don't know, and have them come. And all of a sudden the 10 people bring another 10 that you don't know. And they're going to come. And the first thing they're going to do when they show up is, oh, we got to go meet Bridger, the host of tonight, and say hi and shake hands. And all of a sudden you make 10 new, very warm connections from hosting a pretty fun little poker night. Don't underestimate the power of like shaking hands. I know we do a lot of stuff today in virtual and on social media. There is so much power in shaking hands. Supercar meetups. I'll talk about cars and coins in just a minute. That's what I did. Real estate groups, entrepreneurship panels. These are amazing. Do you guys know a guy named Dan Fleischman? His picture is right here. I put him on here. This guy, actually, I spoke at this. So I've spoken at 2 elevator nights, I believe, or 2 or 3, something like that. Dan is a genius at this. So Dan, I think he's done about 50, maybe 49, 50 elevator nights. And all they are is he just gets together an entrepreneurship panel. So he goes and he travels different cities. So he's kind of taking this to scale. But at the beginning, I think it was just like, hey, I'm going to grab a couple of guys. Maybe some of them I know, maybe some of them I don't. We're going to have an entrepreneurship panel of maybe 5 guys and gals that are going to come to a certain location this weekend. And we're going to put it on social media and we're going to invite some people to come ask questions to the panel. And I'm sure the first one Dan did was probably small, and then it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And you'd be surprised how many very high quality people, if you invite them to be on a panel, hey, can you, people love to speak. People love to be on stage. People love to be that ego boost. If you throw a little on, hey, we're throwing an entrepreneurship panel. We'd love to have you come share with us your insights on your business or how to be a CEO or how to, whatever it is. And the panel, the audience will ask questions. We'd love to have you come. We're going to have and I'll talk about cars and coin, what we do there. You'd be surprised how many people say yes. Now you're like, well, where do I host it? Typically, a lot of businesses want actually that to happen in their business park, because what it does is brings people to them. We throw an event called Cars and Coin. We threw our first one at someone's house. And then after that, people came and said, hey, do you want to do this at my business next time? Or I have a little club downtown. Do you guys want to come do it there? It'd be so cool to have you guys there. Or a restaurant. And all of a sudden we have essentially free venues. Local universities. Call up the university that you went to and say, hey, I know you guys have a business school or a business program or whatever. I actually have a bunch of people over here. They would love to come and do a panel for some of your students. We've got pegged these 5 or 6 individuals that want to come. Can we host it in one of your classrooms? 9 times out of 10, that university is going to say, yeah, we'd love to have you come be a part of it. Ta-da. And all of a sudden, where's my attendees? It's the students. The students come and they're there. And all of a sudden and the purpose, in my opinion, the purpose of hosting these is a number of things, but the biggest purpose is to meet the 5 panelists. Because typically if you invite them to lunch or something, they're going to say no or whatever, they're busy. But if you invite them to a panel, they're more likely to show up and you can meet them. Is that kind of making sense? Dan Fleischman has done this. He's now taking this next level. He's done, I think, around 50 elevator nights. he now travels to different cities. So he came to Salt Lake City and was like, he texts or he DMs me or calls me, Bridger, I'm doing a panel. Would you love to come? And I said, sure, I'll show up. And then he's like, hey, if you want to, just post on your social media and we'll have it. Well, it's free invite. People can come for free and then come hear you speak. And I was like, okay. And I just posted it. And I think the one in Salt Lake, he had like 800 people show up. Just crazy, right? Like it's not that crazy. You guys can build quick credibility doing this. This is kind of making sense. Yeah. Give me like a oorah in the chat, if that makes sense. You guys still alive? You guys still there? Hello? Oorah, there we are. Okay. The other thing you can do is if you don't like doing this in person, do it virtual. Virtual small events are amazing. You can host a virtual panel, virtual Zoom call, kind of like we're doing right now. You can do something like that. Okay. Now I want to talk to you guys about Cars and Coin. Have you guys seen our stuff on Cars and Coin before? So Cars and Coin, what we did, we just said, we're going to do a supercar meetup where anybody that has a supercar is invited, or if you're like an accredited cool person, we're going to get people that have supercars. Sometimes they're embarrassed to like drive them and stuff just because, you know, people sometimes hate people with supercars. And so they like to hang out with other people with supercars and show them off and talk about their cars. So we said, hey, come meet up at our house or our business or whatever. And all of a sudden we had, 30 supercars showing up. And then what we did is I'll actually share it here first. So this is Cars and Coin. This is some of our pictures of our stuff. Like pretty awesome. And then we throw these events. It costs us about $500 to throw this event. And we get 400 to 600 people there in the local area. We put it on social media. It's awesome. People show up, people that show off their cars. It's really fun. And then for the videos, actually, so this guy filmed this video for free. I'll share with you. Like we put out there, does anybody want to come film our event for free to just prove that you're a good VR friend? This guy said, yeah, I'll do it. So this is what he filmed.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hands in your body, I'm grabbing your enjoying the moment, cause life moved too fast. I'm looking forward, ignoring the past. These are the times that we'll laugh looking back. I'm getting lucky like coins in a well. Goodbye to my haters, I'm wishing you well. This is my amen, if you couldn't tell. This is our life and we living it.
Kind of cool. I mean, free video.
Late nights in the city, cars in
it's pretty good. Like we post this on social media.
Burn this to the ground, oh well.
We get other people to show up on the next one.
Let's do this right. Let's do this right. Let's go to.
Anyways, I'll go forward here, but that's kind of, we did $500 to throw. And all that is just kind of food and drinks and just show up and hang out. Like we bought a little speaker. It's like, it's not that expensive. We are now throwing Cars and Coin 7 actually next week, which is kind of cool. And what we do is we usually keep it private. We say, and the way I'd like to do it is we say, hey, it's private invite only. But if you want to invite a couple friends that are, cool or people that you like, that's okay. And people like the private aspect to it. If you make it public or whatever, it just seems, it kind of almost, devalues it a little bit. It's fun to have kind of a private invite only feeling to it. And so we do that. And then, people bring their friend of a friend and they come and they say, oh man, who's hosting this? And they come meet me and I get to shake their hand and talk to them. And we have raised, I think, over $10 million just from Cars and Coin. And we don't pitch at Cars and Coin. I don't pitch anybody. I just want to make friends. I just want to network. I just want to build connections. I just want to help people out. But roundabout, later on, people go, oh, I heard you run a fund. I said, well, yeah. Hey, can we talk about it? And we hop on another call and we talk about the fund. Cars and Coin is just a primary. We don't pitch. We don't do anything. By the way, I'll show you a little hack. This is me and Mason bought this car together. Audi R8, this white one right here. That is one of the cheapest supercars you can buy on earth. It was $82,000 when we initially bought it. And the reason I bought it was because it's technically a supercar. So then you can go and be in supercar groups and clubs. And so what happened is I went and drove around with this, $700,000 Lamborghini SV and a Porsche, GT2 RS and a McLaren 720S and a Huracan, whatever. And I'm driving around with these $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 cars. And I'm in the club because I have a supercar, even though it was like $80,000. You don't need to have a crazy car to do this. I drive this, my daily driver here on the left. That car cost me $12,000. Just bought it cash. I put a wrap on it. I lifted it, put tires on it. Probably total build was like $20,000. It's freaking sick. I get more compliments on that car than this Audi because it's just so unique. You don't need to go spend $500,000 to have a supercar to be in the club. You can do pretty cool, cheap, and experienced stuff. Sound good? Is that kind of helpful? I don't know if this is helpful at all. Like throwing events, I think is such a cool way to raise your thing. All right, let's dive into secret number 2 now. But before we do that, let's do a little giveaway. Sound good? Let's do $100 to, what do you guys think? Like Nike, Lululemon, what do you guys think? Yeah? Let's do $100 to Lulu. Somebody put Lulu in there. Okay. $100 to Lulu. You guys ready? You got to type in, I'm actually going to commit you guys to hosting an event. I'm going to host an event. Okay. Type that in the chat. I'm going to host an event. I'm going to make you commit to hosting, whether it's a virtual event, it could be 5 friends together. Type in the chat. I'm going to host an event for $100 to Lulu. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Max Mez, M-E-Z. You got $100 to Lulu. There you go. Congrats, Max Mez. There you go. Hopefully that's kind of helpful though. And the reason I want to do this webinar today, because it really has changed my life. Throwing events, and yeah, FunLaunch Live is cool, but these small events are just massive. It's such an easy way for you to build quick wins and quick rapport with people and just have fun. Like I usually don't go into these events with the idea of like, I'm going to pitch somebody or whatever. Like I'm going there to have fun and make connections and have a good time. And what happens is pretty cool. Okay. Let's talk about number 2. Now I know some of you guys are like, I'm never going to throw an event. This actually though, number 2, this hack is a really easy way that you can leverage other events. So I think it's good to host your own events, but it's also good to leverage other people's events, what they're doing. So this is my secret strategy for attending other events that fills my calendar with investor calls. Sound good? You guys excited to hear? So now I used to not like events. And one of the first events I ever attended, Mason actually, that's me and Mason way back when, drugged me to this event. This was an online marketing type of an event. So just so you guys can go back a little bit, we met in college, me and Mason. We started a couple of business together that kind of did okay, kind of not okay. And we were friends, and I was running a fund at the time. So I was running my fund in college. And again, my dad never invested in my funds, still hasn't to this day invested, but he was a great mentor and coach. But I was running my little fund in school. And then Mason's like, dude, we got to go to this marketing event. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. And he's like, no, there's this one in Boise. There's another one. We went to 2 events actually in about 6 months. This picture, I think, was the second one. He's like, we got to go. And I'm like, I'm good. Like, I don't want to go. And he's like, no, we're going. And he's like, I've already bought tickets. Like, you're coming with me. And I was like, okay, you bought tickets. Fine. Like, I'll go with you. And literally we rolled to this event, and I sat down, and it was all about online marketing, and it was all about webinars, and it was all about doing like this kind of stuff. And Mason was just like eating it up. He was so excited. Thought it was the coolest thing ever. And I was sitting there like, this is kind of cool. I took some notes, and I was like, you know what? I'm here. I might as well like take some notes and really listen, because I don't want to waste my time. So I'm going to really learn. So I took tons of notes. And funny enough, we didn't really use the stuff we learned for a while. We talked about it. Like, we learned all these cool marketing techniques and webinars. But funny enough, about 1.5 years later, we had this idea for FunLaunch. And we were like, man, what should we do for FunLaunch? And we had this idea that we could teach people about investment funds. And we both were like, let's do like webinars. If you guys know our story, we started FunLaunch on $500 and just some Facebook ads. It slowly turned into more and more. We threw a webinar, and this is like we kind of put everything online. We threw a webinar, and we made $144,000 in 3 days on a little, like a Zoom call like this. And we were like, holy crap, this is crazy. And then our students started having huge success, and it blew up. I think we've done now over 18 or 19 million in sales, something like that. We have 36,000 students around the world. And it's because I attended an event and I didn't use the stuff that I learned for about 18 to 2 years later after the event. Isn't that crazy? And so some of you guys are thinking about like events or like FunLaunch Live. It's like, I don't know if I don't want to start a fund now. I don't want to do this now. You might want to do this in a couple of years or learn this as well. So a couple of things. These are some of the events I've attended. I just off the top of my mind, Offermind, Silicon Slopes, Funnel Hacking Live, Tony Robbins, Power Room and Avengers. I paid $24,000 to be part of Power Room. There was 4 events I went to. Avengers, I paid $30,000 for 3 events. Category Kings, we paid $150,000. We've been to 2 events. I think we have 2 or 3 more to go to. So I actively go to events. So I want to share with you guys when I attend to an event, kind of what we do and how we approach events. There was actually one of these events, I won't say the name of the event, that it kind of sucked. Like, I mean, it was pretty bad. Mason can attest. It was a pretty boring event. We got there. I was like, just like I do, I sit front row, I'm taking notes, and I was like, man, this is a tough event. Like, they didn't plan it very well. It just wasn't going well. So we went and we did during the breaks, what I'm going to share in a minute, how we approach breaks, the lunch before or after the event. We made about $250,000 from that one event, even though the event sucked, using kind of the stuff I'm going to share with you guys in just a second. Okay. Sound good? You guys want to hear what we did? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to give you some acts. So if you want to take notes, this is what I do when I approach events. And I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars from events. I've met investors. I've filled my calendar with investor calls from events. So a couple things I do when I show up to an event. So if you guys are, let's say you're coming to FunLaunch Live, this is what I would do. come to FunLaunch Live. Oh, sorry. First off, people will say this, your network's your net worth, and then the people will say, I'm not a people's person. I'm not an extrovert. No one wants to talk to me. I hate going to events because I feel so afraid. And I'm like, I don't want to, it just gives me anxiety and stuff. And guess what? I feel the same thing. Even though like I'm on stage, I do other stuff. Like I go to events and I sit, I look around, I'm like, oh crap. Like who am I going to talk to? Like no one wants to talk to me. I'm not a people person. Okay. Practice this skill. I had a guy in my show. He's like, dude, I was a total introvert. He goes, I still am an introvert. He goes, if you see me at an event, I probably meet more people than anybody else in the event, even though I'm an introvert, even though I'm bad at talking to people, because I've practiced so much and I have strategies in my brain that I use, and it makes it, I've gotten better and better and better at it. And he goes, it was just reps. There's about 7 billion people on the earth. If you just meet enough of them, you'll get better and better at meeting people. So attending events, this is kind of what I do. You guys ready? So if I'm going to go attend FunLaunch Live, number one, show up early. Okay. Show up early to the event, meet the people running the event. So if you're going to show up to a local meetup or whatever, or a local thing, go to the event, show up early, check in, shake the hands of the people that are in the check-in and ask them if you can help. Oftentimes the local person that's throwing the little real estate, they're, twiddling with the AV or something. You can go ask them and be like, yo, can I help you? And they're like, yeah, I'd love to help you. What you do is you meet the event thrower. And all of a sudden, because they have the biggest network of the entire group. So go meet the person throwing the event. Okay. Easy. Show up early, sit in the front then. So help them set up. You can meet people as they come in, make connections quickly when people come in, sit in the front. You get more visibility from the speakers and the host. They're going to see you. So you get connections with them, like eye connection. And then number two, people that are watching the front of the stage, depending on how the setup is, like an NBA basketball game, how like you're watching the game, but you also see the people in the front row and you're like, oh, that's like Beyonce or that's like so-and-so. Because you get when you're close to the stage, you get a piece of the stage with you on the videos or the other stuff. And so sitting close to the stage up front gives you visibility from the speakers on the stage. So show up early, get a front row seat if you can, take notes, be engaged. And what happens is you'll connect with speakers. That kind of makes sense. Third, during breaks. So during breaks, go up to circles, talk about this. So the first thing you're going to do when you have a break, people start circling up to talk, right? And it's kind of scary. Like, what do I do? What I like to do, find these, there's usually 4 or 5, 7 people. Go up to the circle and kind of, smile, kind of poke your head in. And often enough, people will be like, oh, like they'll kind of open up a little gap for you to come in. Insert yourself in the circle. And the first thing you say is always compliment the speaker, the host. It's easy rapport. Oh man, like, dude, Joe threw such a great event, man. Isn't he awesome? Everyone's, oh yeah, he's awesome, And then you can dive in. And the way I approach it is I come in with a mindset of giving. Ask about them, their deals, their business, etc. See how you can help somebody. Hey, tell me about you. Tell me about your business. People love to talk about themselves. Let them brag about themselves to you. What kind of deals do you? What kind of business? Like, what's your family like? What'd you learn from the speaker? Be curious about them. People love to talk about themselves. Let them talk about themselves, right? Now, hopefully this is helpful. I'm just going to go fast. I know we're short on time, so I'm going to go fast. Different strategies. Talk about deals. So if somebody's going to ask you about stuff, and I had one guy on my show last week. He talked about, he had an iPad open. He's like, dude, I have a deal on there. Like I'll have like a picture of a real estate property. And then I tell them about deals that weren't good. And he goes, because what happens is if you're the type of person that's like always got a great deal or always got the next cool thing, it's people like kind of just write you off as like, oh, it's not that great or whatever. If you can show them, hey, this is a deal that we did, or that we underwrote. We underwrite like hundreds of deals. This one was so good up front, and then we did all the nut math and it was bad, whatever. But we were very selective on deals, and we do about 1 out of every 100 deal we look at. And this one sucked. It was terrible. I wish we could do it. It was downtown, whatever, cool spot. But yeah, and what that does is give them a credibility of you. It shows you do a lot of due diligence with your deals. What you're going to do is you're then going to hold out your card, whatever. You want to get their card or their number. You're going to have a database. You're going to try to write down their emails, put it on a database. And what you're going to do is take that database of emails home. You don't want to give your card out. You want to get their cards, put them on a database. And what you can do is then send out follow-up emails to them. Send out like, hey, I read this cool article on Bloomberg. I have a new deal coming in. And what you can do is build a list and of people that you can attach to after the event and or invite them to your upcoming event that's coming up. Okay. Now, if you can gamify the process, I know if this is kind of too much, gamify the process, gamify what you're doing with people. I actually love this. This is what I did with my wife, dude. I was wanting to get married. This is my beautiful wife, Lauren here. So we met, we knew each other growing up and stuff, but I was dating at the time and I was dating a ton of girls. And I remember I'm a God-fearing person. I remember praying to God. And I think it's the same thing for capital raising. I was like, God, you don't need to like put my future wife, like Like we don't need to have some crazy way we meet. I just said, get me within 100 yards of her. And I promise I'll talk and I'll try to do the rest. If you can put me within 100 yards or 100 feet of her, so if I go to a room or a party, I'm going to meet every girl there and I'm going to try to, I'll do my part. Does that make sense? If you can gamify the process, at a lot of these events, there are, centimillionaires or billionaires rolling around. Have the same mindset. If I can just get within 100 feet of a billionaire, I'm going to meet them and they're going to know my name. They're going to like me. We're going to laugh. We're going to have a giggle, like whatever it is. It's a fun way to kind of gamify the whole process of doing this. Does that kind of make sense? Okay. Now I know I'm going faster, but another cool thing is throw mini events in events. We had a guy last year at FunLaunch Live do this, which is pretty cool. This is pretty genius. So we're at FunLaunch Live. We had 1,200 people there and we break for lunch and it was kind of hard to get food at the event. So people were like trying to scramble and get food. What this guy did is he bought like 25 pizzas for everybody and he just put them out on tables and out on the floor. He's like, hey, if you guys want pizza, just come grab it. He probably spent a couple, $300, $400 on that. And all of a sudden 50 people came over and grabbed pizzas from him. And what he did was he walked around and shake their, oh, you guys want some pizza? Come grab some pizza. And people, oh man, who's the pizza guy? They all wanted to meet him. They all got his card and he met 50 really good contacts throwing mini events during other events. So even FunLaunch Live, if you guys host dinners before the event, after the event, it's a really easy way to build rapport with people. If you can network before events, I've done this at other events. Like we go to an event, you go the day early, there's like a pre-party, there's other people throwing a dinner over here. And what you can do is throw mini events and attach your event to other people's big events. Is that kind of making sense? Okay. Give me like a oorah in the chat or something. Okay. Now, I went faster there. Was that good? Is that okay? I'm trying to keep us on time here, but hopefully that was helpful. Yeah. Let's do another giveaway here. Is this helpful? Give me a little feedback. Hoorah. Okay, good. You guys liking this? Okay. Hopefully I told you, I like to give content. I like to go into it and give you guys actionable things you can use. Okay. So hopefully that was good. All right. If you guys can in the chat, you know what? Just type in oorah in the chat for $100 to Nike. Okay. Let's just do oorah and you can spell it however you want. Okay. All right. You guys ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me grab somebody. Oh man, there's so many coming in here. Rylan Olson. There he is. Rylan Olson. Congrats. Rylan, you got $100 to Nike coming your way, Rylan. Woohoo. I love it. Hoorah, everybody. Okay. Hopefully this is helpful. So number 1, throwing events, big or small. Number 2, though, attending events. If you come in with that attitude, the attitude of giving and serving, like someone like me, I've already assembled 2,500 fund managers, the people that run business and entrepreneurs in one spot. I've already spent the $1.2 million to do it. You can just show up and just use the stuff we've already done, all the money, and you can grab people and make contacts and just essentially get the same result without spending $1.2 million. Kind of cool. Yeah. And I love doing this at other events. All right. Now let's talk about number 3. This is kind of cool, actually. This is a cool thing. So how to unify your entire circle, employees, friends, family on your vision. Now I want to tell a quick story. So when I was, well, first off, how many of you guys have a spouse that thinks you're some crazy entrepreneur person? And they're nice, they're supportive, but in the back of their mind, they're like, dude, you're kind of crazy. Or it's a husband to a wife, like, dude, like I support you. I love you, but wow, you're like off the hook. Anybody else have this? My wife was kind of this way when we first started dating. I remember asking her about what's your risk tolerance? Because it's hard to date people like us or marry people like us. It's, we're kind of a unique breed of people. And so something that I actually, looking back, changed my wife and my entire marriage was this. I actually invited her back in 2019. I wanted my wife to have the same idea of what we were doing. Okay. We had just started FunLaunch, me and Mason. We had this vision of where we wanted to throw big events. We wanted to have speakers, kind of what we're doing now. And I was like, I want to make sure my wife has a vision of what this is. And so I actually paid, I think it was $1,000 a ticket. I paid for my wife. We flew her out and everything. And we didn't have a ton of money at the time. And I had her come out to, actually, this is Funnel Hacking Live 2020. And so we flew her out there. Me, Mason, and her were all together. We went out to this event and it was incredible. At the event, she looked over at me and she was like, Bridger, I get it. I get what you're doing. I get the vision. And then fast forward 2 years later, When I'm like, hey, honey, we're going to spend $1 million and throw a big event. She's like, I get it. Like, I trust you. I get the vision of what's going on. Does that kind of make sense? Like, she was now she's like understood now that we were like, oh, like, I get what FunLaunch is doing. I get the vision of what you guys are doing. I get where you're going. Does that kind of make sense? Let's put her on the same path. So now we did that event. We came home, and me and Mason, it was funny enough, we had a bunch of employees here, and we're trying to tell everybody the vision of what, like, we're like, okay, we're gonna throw this big event, and this is how it's gonna be, and we're gonna have like LED panels, and like we're gonna have like all this cool stuff. And our team was like, okay, cool. Like, how can we help? And like they didn't get it. Like, right, Mace? Like people like literally didn't get it. We had like multiple trainings. We like showed pictures, and we were like, no, we're gonna like this is the vision, and people didn't get it. So what we did the next year is we just said, okay, you guys are coming with us. So we paid $10,000 essentially, about like with flights, travel, and everything, about 10 grand. We had our core team, 8 people. This is all of us. This is me, and then Kate and Aaron and Stockton, Lincoln, and Mason. We all flew out, and we went to this event, and they saw the vision of what we wanted to do. And we were like, hey, we want to do this. We don't want to do this. We like had different parts of our events we want to do. And they're like, oh, we get it. And it was actually funny enough. I 2 days ago, I went and pulled the stats for our revenue after that month. It was actually pretty crazy. This is, so right here, this chart, that gray line at the bottom is the previous quarter or previous 4 months. Right here where that line, so the event was September 25th, 2021. Look at that sharp increase in revenue. It was drastic for our team. They still talk about it. At the end of the event, this guy right here, second in Kane, he was literally, we heard like, it was someone kind of like Ed Milet that was speaking, like a really motivational speaker. He was literally crying at the end. He's like, dude, this is amazing. Like, this changed my life. He's like in tears. He was like hugging, like it was like, whoa. And they came home and was like, Kate, we are on a mission. Like, we're going to change the world. And ta-da, we had an additional $800,000 of revenue to our bottom line. Isn't that kind of cool? So that aligned our whole team and vision on one thing. So next year we did it again. Okay, we had different team members. We flew them all out. We did it again. We paid another like $10,000 to do the same thing again, to get more people in the same vision of a different type of event that we wanted to host. Okay, this is massive for getting your team on the same page. So that's why we brought our entire team to FunLaunch Live. So FunLaunch Live, if you have a team or in our team, we're like, this is the vision of funds. This is where our funds want to go. When we're partnering with students, like I have a fund, we have other funds that we're running. This is what we're doing. We wanted everybody on the same page. I flew out my wife and spouse and my family. I was like, I want you guys to get the vision of where we're going, what we're doing. Is that kind of making sense? Because without a vision, the people die. Read the Bible, right? Without a vision, the people die. They need to have vision. Your team needs to have a vision. It's one thing for you. It's great for you to see it, but if your team can also see, like, dude, we're launching a fund, we're raising capital, we're doing this, we're going to use this strategy. Ta-da! All of a sudden, everyone's on the same page, and at least for us, we jumped a ton of revenue. And actually, I showed the next year, it kept going up and up. It was just amazing. Okay, is that kind of making sense? Now, has that been good? Is that helpful, you guys? Yeah, type a yes in the chat. That's cool. And so now I know I want, and we're going to do Q&A in just a minute. And actually, I've got some speakers to announce in just a second. We got us, we're actually not announcing one speaker. We're announcing 3 speakers today, ta-da, that did the competition. So we're going to announce them in like 2 minutes. But while we do that, are you guys okay if I share a cool offer we got for you guys for FunLaunch Live? Is that okay? Yeah? We've actually, me and Mason, our CFO today, actually literally this morning called us. He's like, you guys can't do this offer. We're going to this is not like, we aren't making enough money. Like, this is like too crazy of an offer. And we're like, no, we're doing this offer. So it's a pretty cool offer for FunLaunch Live. You guys ready? Type a yes in the chat if you guys are ready to get into it. All right, let's dive in. So as you know, we are hosting the largest gathering of fund managers and capital raisers and entrepreneurs on earth. Literally, this is a one-of-a-kind event. FunLaunch Live is specific to like funds of raising capital, running funds, and being an entrepreneur. This is not like other boring conferences, okay? This is not a pitch fest. We actually have quality information that you can take home and use from people that have done it before, okay? It's not a pitch fest. This is not people that oh yeah, the theory of doing real estate. These are people that have done it. They run billion-dollar funds. They have already done all this. And a lot of the speakers we bring on didn't go to Ivy League, didn't go to Harvard. They're like regular people like me and you, okay? Which is so cool. And you get an amazing network of people that want to do funds. This is not just there's so many like these general business conferences. Come learn general business. And what they do is they just come hype you up and you don't get any actionable things that you can take home. It really actually bugs me. Our event is all about running funds, scaling funds, raising capital, and for your team as well, gives them a huge vision of where you're going. Okay. So now I had 2 choices with this event. Option number 1, I could do a lower budget, not go in, have subpar speakers and have an okay event. Or option number 2, we could go all out. Okay. We could have amazing speakers, build an incredible stage, make it life-changing. We could probably throw this event for half the cost of what we're doing. We literally doubled the budget just to make it incredible LED screens, to have incredible networking and parties and events, and just to make the event unfreaking real. Okay. So we go all out on stuff. Like, I'm not the type that's like, oh yeah, we'll maybe do it. Like, when we pick something, we go all in, which is a pretty fun way to live life. So these are some of our speakers we've currently announced. So we've got Jim Rogers, co-founder of the Soros Funds. Vina Jetty, we announced the other day. She's talking on how she raised $50 million in 8 weeks. It's incredible. Ed Milet, top 5 motivational speaker on planet Earth. If you guys have heard him speak, he'll make you laugh. He'll make you cry. He's incredible. We got Pace Morby. If you guys know Pace, he's incredible. He's actually a star of a house flipping show. He's raising $100 million fund right now. This guy is incredible, incredible human. I've met him multiple times, and really an awesome dude. Now, on top of that, we have got some new speakers we're announcing today. You guys ready? Drum roll, please, in the chat. These speakers have never been announced before. We're not announcing one. We're announcing 3 speakers right now to come to speak on FunLaunch Live. And these are actually, by the way, this is back from, we threw a contest online. These are regular people that I don't think have spoken on big stages. Okay. These are regular people that have done this kind of cool thing, which is kind of cool. So number 1, drum roll, please. We've got Kaloa Wolfgram. Okay. Kaloa Wolfgram, we've actually worked with inside of Black Card. This guy's amazing. He is 27 years old. They already ran I think a $250 million fund. They are buying multiple $100 million deals right now. He's going to talk about how he started doing big deals right from the beginning, having incredible partners. Incredible dude. I'm excited for you guys to hear him. Kind of just started out as a college law student and then went to a fund manager, which is really cool. Okay, that's number 1. You guys ready for number 2? Okay, speaker announcement number 2. We have Ryan Miller. Okay, so Ryan Miller, incredible dude, spoke at one of our previous events. Ryan has had an incredible career. Last year has raised over $50 million as kind of a first time going out and raising big capital for venture capital and startup projects. He's going to talk about raising capital, how to build a board, how to build a team, how do you gain credibility from other people. It's going to be incredible. I'm so excited to announce Ryan Miller. A lot of you guys know Ryan Miller from our community. And then finally, number 3, we have got David. Oh, shoot. There he is, David Yao. Okay. So David Yao is speaking. David was a pharmacist 3 years ago. He then he started to trade. He then went out and he now has a $10 million fund trading, literally from a pharmacist to a full-time hedge fund manager that's killing it with their group. I believe they're onboarding about $1 million a month right now in their fund, which is so cool. So you're going to hear from these 3 individuals. Additionally, we have already confirmed about another 12, 13 speakers that we haven't told you about. So I'm not going to announce them today. We're going to announce them in future weeks and future calls. But some of those speakers have raised over $1 billion using social media. Another speaker we're going to announce in a couple of weeks has raised $75 million last year for a first-time VC fund. Another speaker we're going to announce co-founded a $42 billion family of funds. Another speaker that buys boring businesses. They buy like laundromats. They buy like vending machines, and they do incredibly well with their private equity firm. Another, there we go. Another one has led over 10,000 men on a transformational life to the fullest. It's a pretty cool story that you guys are going to hear as well from some of our speakers, which I'm so excited about. Okay. Now, last year's event, we sold out a month before the event. We are on pace to do that again right now, which is kind of crazy. Okay. So we, and once we're sold out, we are sold out. We have 2,500 spots. We sold out early last year. We plan to sell it again this year. Now tickets will be on sale for $1,000. How we do our tickets, by the way, we just slowly increase ticket prices all the way to the event. That's how we sell tickets. So they just go up there. They're going on sale for $1,000 very soon. This is how we do ticket drops. So right now we are in drop 3. Drop 1 is already sold out. Drop 2 is sold out. Drop 3, we anticipate will sell out in the next by this weekend. We actually the numbers are telling us it'll sell out by Saturday. It's pretty crazy. We then have ticket drop drawer, and ticket drop 5 is $1,000 per ticket as we get to ticket drop 5. Okay. Now, but I want to do something special for you guys today. Since we're in the live webinar day, I've got a bunch of cool bonuses and cool stuff if you guys join and buy a ticket today for FunLaunch Live. Sound good? Okay. So again, the whole FunLaunch Live experience, you get all that included. So you get to come to the event, you get to hear the speakers, you get to be on like all the cool stuff we talked about earlier. Additionally, when you join today and buy a ticket for FunLaunch Live, you get access to our whole networking app before the event. So we have a full private app that we used for our last Black Card event, which was amazing. So you get to come in there, you can make connections before the event. So when you show up, you can throw pre-dinners or post-dinners for the event. You can do for your group inside of there. Mason, can you come help me real quick and just make sure this computer is charging? I don't want it to die for me. So, oh, there we go. Now it's on. Okay. Don't want my computer to die. So you can come network pre and post event. You guys can be in here meeting people. And actually, when you put your information on here at the event, we have our little ID badges. You can scan each other's badges and it just shares information back and forth quickly. It's like an easy way to network. It's kind of cool. Okay. So people that join today, you get access to the networking app, which is kind of cool. You also get some awesome merch at FunLaunch Live. In case we got brand new merch for FunLaunch Live. You're going to get access to that cool merch at FunLaunch Live, which is cool. Additionally, you get a private invite to Cars and Coin next week. I am throwing a private event in Salt Lake City, Utah next week. If you guys join today, you guys get a private invite to Cars and Coin next week in Salt Lake City. This is Cars and Coin 7. It's right. We have an awesome place for doing it. We're hosting. We have a bunch of athletes coming and people are speaking. It's really cool. We have probably $3 to $4 million worth of cars coming, which is pretty cool. Okay, you guys can come to my event next week. And it's private. We don't publish it. It's private invite only. People that join today get a private invite link to Cars and Coin next week, which is kind of cool. Kind of as a bonus for you guys to join today. So again, you get access to the networking app. So you get the ticket to come to the event, the access to the networking app, exclusive FunLaunch merch, invite to Cars and Coin next week for a value of priceless, partner pricing discount. We talked about that, and then total value of priceless here. Now, how many of you would like to bring a spouse or an employee or a partner or a friend or in-law or cousin or someone else to FunLaunch Live? Anybody in the chat? Like, oh, I want to bring like somebody else, because we talked about that a few minutes ago, right? Now, typically, if you want to bring this person to the event, currently tickets are on sale for $497 at drop 3. So it'd be $497, $497, $497. If you wanted to bring 3 people, okay? A partner, a spouse, a friend, which is totally fine. But today, we're going to do something pretty cool. And this is just for people that are live on this webinar right now, okay? So people that join today, we're going to do something pretty cool for tickets. Now, we do not discount tickets like ever. That's how our model is. We always just raise prices to the event. But we're going to do a discount, cool thing for you guys that bring additional plus ones to the event. So typically, this is how it's spelled out, right? Your first person, second person, third person, this is how much money you would pay per ticket. But today, we're going to do this, okay? So instead of paying that for your second or third ticket, when you buy a second or third or fourth or fifth or sixth or 10th ticket today, they go down in price. So your first ticket is still $497. Your next ticket is only $300. The next ticket after that is only $200. The next ticket after that is only $100. The next ticket after that's 100, 100, 100, 100, all the way down. Okay. I think it's so important to have your team members, your spouse, people with you to see the vision that we want to incentivize you to bring more people to FunLaunch Live. So to quantify this in savings, so the first ticket, you'll save $0. It's the same amount if you just went and bought normally, but your second ticket, you'll save $197. Your third ticket, you save $494. Essentially, you get a free ticket for buying 3 tickets. You get a full free ticket to FunLaunch Live. For your fourth ticket, there's your fifth ticket. By your fifth ticket, you're already saving 2. Essentially, you get 2 tickets for free. So if you buy 5 tickets, essentially 2 of them are free. You're only really buying 3 tickets. There's your 6th, 7th, 8th ticket. By your 9th ticket, you are getting 5 tickets for free. So if you buy 9 tickets, essentially 5 are free. You're only really paying full price for 4 tickets. Come on, that's kind of cool, people. Who wants to come to that? Isn't that kind of fun? So if you guys can think right now, if you're a spouse, business partner, a team member, somebody you want to bring to FunLaunch Live, kind of go through that. Now, so again, this is how ticket drop reserve. It's first come, first serve. This is only for ticket drop number 3 right now. Okay. So this is first come, first serve. Once they sell out, they sell out. We will then move to ticket drop 4 and prices will rise. Okay. And then ticket drop 5, they will be $1,000 a ticket. All right. So it's first come, first serve. We are also, after this call, we are dropping this 1,200 people on our email, excuse me, 120,000 emails on our email list. Okay. We plan to sell this out today. So this is its first come, first serve offer. If you want to grab that spot, once it sells out, it is gone. So we are not continuing this on. Once it sells out, it is gone. Okay. Now, if you're unsure, if like, well, I don't know if my team wants to come, I'm like going to call my wife right now or spouse or husband. That's okay. We are going to give you guys a 7-day money back guarantee on your tickets today. So if you let's say you have 8 people on your team, and you don't know if they can all make it those dates and stuff, I would recommend buying 8 tickets, because you can get them. Maybe like you buy 8 tickets and maybe only 6 people can come. Okay, we'll just refund you the last 2 tickets. And then you have 6 people that come, or those other 2, you can find other people that can come to fill those spots and use them as networking pieces. You can invite other people to come and network with you in Miami, which is kind of cool. Okay. So you get a full 7-day money back guarantee. So the idea is it's first come, first serve. We're going to sell this out today. If I would say just secure your spot for how many tickets you want for your team or whatever, I would secure it. And then you can call them tonight, tomorrow, and figure out where you want to go. Does that kind of make sense? Okay. So now you guys ready for the link drop? Okay. Again, it's first come, first serve. You guys ready? Type in a yes in the chat if you guys are ready for the link. Yeah. You guys ready? Okay. A little drum roll, please. Oh, wait, I almost forgot. Okay. As a bonus, okay, for people that join today, all right, as a bonus, you get the full, we're actually going to build a full course breaking down FunLaunch Live 2 after the event. So in May, after the event's done, we're actually building a full course that you guys will get for free when you buy on Ticket Drop 3 with this special discount just today. You guys get this entire course breaking down how I do events, how FunLaunch Live 2 went. We'll kind of show you the aftermath of what all the stuff we did, how we sold tickets, all that kind of stuff at the event. It's totally for free for you if you join today on these tickets with all that kind of stuff. Sound good? Okay, so again, you get the networking app, exclusive for FunLaunch Live merch. You get invite to Cars and Coin next week. You get a partnership pricing discount. You get the course on events, a full course on events, and a 7-day money back guarantee. Total value of priceless. All right, you guys ready for the ticket drop? Here we go. You guys ready? And again, this is the pricing discount. We'll have this on the last page as well. You guys can see. All right, here we go. You guys ready for the link drop? Okay, let's drop it. It's first come, first serve. So here we go. Boom, there it is. So funlaunchlive.com/special. There's a QR code as well. If you want to scan it, Mason will drop it in the chat as well. Click on the link. Again, it is first come, first serve. You'll go over there. Again, 7-day money back guarantee. So I wouldn't be as concerned about like, if my team count, I would just count up, okay, I've got like a spouse, I got a team member, a business partner. I want to get them all on the same page to come to FunLaunch Live. I think it's so crucial for you guys to be on the same page as a team, whether it's your family, your in-laws, your cousin, whoever you're talking to about your fund. A lot of people call us kind of crazy people, you know, they're like, you guys are crazy. And it's like, no, come to the event. And what happens is like, they see the vision is like, they're like, oh, I get it. I get why you're running a fund. I get why you're raising capital. I get all the stuff you're doing. I get why you're doing this. Now, additionally, let's say you're not even ready to start a fund. That is totally fine. If you think back to my story earlier, I didn't know I wanted to do online marketing. I didn't know I wanted to do a webinar. I went to an event 2 years prior that taught me about webinars. And then 2 years later, I thought, oh, we could do a webinar. I've already learned all this stuff about this. You may not want to do a fund today or raise capital today, but you might want to know a fund manager. You might want to meet one. You might want to know, because one day you might sell your business to a private equity fund. You might raise capital from a venture capital firm. You need to learn how these firms run, how they're put together, how they work. Does that kind of make sense? It is so crucial to understand this game, especially in 2023 right now, of where the market is going, how the economy is shaping. A lot of our speakers are going to talk about where the economy is at, where's interest rates going, how's inflation affecting markets, and where's the opportunities right now. It's funny enough, I talked to a lot of fund managers. They're excited as ever. They're like, this is the best time ever. We are buying up deals for so cheap. We're looking at this market. We're buying up stuff. Most of the money that these billionaires have today, they were made in the last downturn or the last cycle of whatever. That's when they make all their money. So again, funlaunchlive.com/special. Now, you guys have two choices today. Choice number one, you can stay home. You can wish you had connections that other had. You could wish that you knew about funds. You could wish that you knew about fundraising. Or option number two, you can go all in. You can decide that you'll be the change, paint a larger vision for your team, and reach for higher goals. If you're not that type 2 person, I don't want you to come to FunLaunch Live. You're not invited. You're uninvited if you're not a type 2 person, okay? I want people in here that go all out. We want people that come to our event that are, because I want to network with you. I want to meet you. I want to shake your hand and say, hey, let's do business together. Let's meet. I want to have people that come to FunLaunch Live that go all out, to decide when they see something, they want to go after it. Does that kind of make sense? So again, click that link below right there. Mason's going to drop it again for you guys. Go over there. Again, it's first come, first serve. And it looks like we are already selling a ton of tickets. So they are probably going to sell out pretty quickly. I think my teams, they're all scrambling back here. So yeah, okay. I guess we are selling tickets very fast. So it looks like we're going to sell out probably quicker than we anticipated. So I would plan, if you guys are on the fence or whatever, we are selling this out for Ticket Drop 3 only. Once it's sold out, it is sold out. So again, click that link below, go over to the page and go check it out. Now, a couple of questions. Bridger, what if I already bought tickets? Or what if I'm a Black Card member, which we have our Black Card members as well? What if I already bought tickets or I'm there? What I'm going to tell you guys, go to the page. On the page, we have the chat thing going, right, Mace? On the page? Okay. So go to the page. I'll actually show you right now. So you're going to go to the page. There's a little bubble in the bottom right corner that's like a chat. We actually have 4 or 5 people live right now on that chat. So if you've already bought tickets and you're like, hey, I would love to get this discount. Maybe I've already bought 3 tickets. What we'll do is, so go in that chat, say, hey, I bought tickets with this email. We'll look up your email. And then what we can say is, oh, you've already bought 2 tickets. We can give you the price for the 3rd or 4th or 5th or 6th ticket. Ta-da. Pretty cool, right? So they'll send you a private invoice. So if you've already bought 3 tickets, 1, 2, 3, you can buy a 4th ticket for only $100, a 5th ticket for $100, 6. So you can just buy additional tickets for your team for only $100 each, which is pretty cool. Okay. So again, if you've already bought tickets or whatever, go to the page. I'll actually share my screen right now. Let's click on this link here. So go there. Ta-da, there's the link. So I'm going to share my screen. This is what it looks like here. Let's share. Ta-da. So this is what the page looks like. Okay. So buy.funlaunchlive.com here. Mason will drop the link again. You can click that QR code. So again, here's just one ticket. If you want 2 tickets, that's the price there. If you want 3 tickets, that's the price there. And then if you want more tickets, you come and click the box. And then you say, okay, I want maybe 3 more. So that would be 3 plus 3. Does that make sense? So 3 tickets here plus 3 tickets at the $100 price, which is pretty cool. And then you say your total order is $1,200. Bam, right here. Look at people are just buying tickets like crazy. Okay. You'll put your card details in here and then you say reserve my tickets now. What happens is the next page, you'll actually see some cool stuff for the event. You'll be able to log into the app. You'll also be sent a private invite for Cars and Coin next week. If you guys want to attend, you're welcome to attend. You don't have to, but you're welcome to attend as well. We'll send you a private link that you guys can come attend and watch how I throw a private event just local for my community in Salt Lake City, Utah. It's a couple hundred people show up, but we make huge connections. A lot of our investors show up. I think we've raised about $10 million just from that group alone, which is kind of cool. Okay. So you guys see all of that there. Anything else, Mason, I'm missing? Oh, so Chattery. Yeah. So right down here on the page. Oh, let me pull my screen over a little bit. You should see it here. I don't see it, Mace. Is it on yours? Maybe mine's glitching out. Let's try it again. I'll reload it. And here's the video for FunLaunch Live. And by the way, if you guys need to call somebody, there's the ticket drop right now. Reserve tickets. Yeah, I'm not seeing it, Mace. Well, maybe it's not working for some people on Chrome or something. I'm on Chrome. Are you on Safari? Chrome? Huh. Okay, well, if it doesn't work, so there should be a little chat button here, but mine's not working, which is actually good to know. So if it's not working, just send us an email right now. So send me an email, bridger@fundlaunch.com. Okay. So send me an email and do it. I'd say do it quickly. So bridger@fundlaunch.com. You guys can send me a message and be like, hey, I bought tickets at this email. And then say, hey, I want to buy 4 additional tickets or 5 or 10 or 30 additional tickets, whatever it is. And then what you can do is we'll send you a private invoice and we'll message you right now. Okay. So send me a message, bridger@fundlaunch.com. You guys can go there and send us an email or just go to the chat button. I guess it's not loading on mine for maybe my cookies or maybe my screen cuts off. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. So anyways, go to the chat button or go there. Do not, if you chat us in Zoom, what happens is when we close the Zoom webinar, it all disappears. So send me an email and or go to the chat button on the page, not chat in Zoom, but chat on the page, just so we can save your email. Because sometimes when we close Zoom, like all your guys' emails disappear. Okay, so there's the link again. Again, you guys get Cars and Coin, get the private course that we're going to make after FunLaunch Live 2. So you get that whole course breaking down FunLaunch Live 2, how we run the event. And you'll get it so again, you'll be able to come to the event, take notes on the event, but also whenever I go to events, I take on notes on how did they host this event? How much was the AV? How much was the thing? Why did they do this thing on check-in? Why do you I got this certain badge or this certain thing? I pay a lot of attention to those things. And then what you're going to see is you're going to see behind the scenes after we're done, which is kind of cool. Okay. I would love to take questions, by the way. I know we shared a lot of stuff today, so I'll take questions for you guys. Drop them in the Q&A section, actually, if you guys have questions. So, now a couple people, I see people I don't know if I have the money for this event. Okay. Great thought. I think with events, I am a direct result from events. And it's the same thing with masterminds. Me and Mason have spent about $250,000 on mastermind events. $250,000, 250,000. That's like a full Lamborghini bought in cash. We have spent on mastermind networking events and stuff like this. And now you might say that's crazy. I would never do that. Why would you ever do that? Well, it's turned into what? $18 million of revenue. Well, I'd probably spend that 3 times over, right? It's funny enough. There's a great video from Alex Hormozi. If you guys watch him, he's like, the information to make $1 million a year, it costs about $50,000 in the right spots to do it. You just got to spend it. You got to get the ball moving. The reason FunLaunch came to be, I've shared this on my other shorts, is because I went to an event. Somebody at an event challenged me to go live on Instagram. It was the first time I ever went live before, and it got me over this hump. It's really scary to hop on a call like this and talk to people live. It's really scary for everybody. I don't know a single person that's like, oh, I just naturally hop on live. But I went to an event, it got me over the hump, and it got me used to being like everything we have at FunLaunch is because of events. In my opinion, at this point, we can't afford not to go to events. I can't, the price of not going, the price of not attending, the years and time that I will spend trying to figure the information out on my own, the hundreds of hours on YouTube or the internet trying to figure out the information where I could learn it in 3 days condensed is not worth it. It just, there's a reason why most people never raise capital. They never launch their fund, even though they want to. I've talked to people that in our group, they're like, dude, I've spent 4 years trying to figure out how to do a fund, trying to figure out how to build connections, build relationships, raise capital. And I came to an event like this, and in 3 days, I learned more than I learned in 4 years. It condenses time. Time is our most valuable asset on earth. All of us have a limited, finite amount of time. And if you can learn, this is what billionaires have learned how to do. They condense decades into years. They condense years into months or weeks. They move faster. Money loves speed. All of us can be billionaires if we had enough time. If we had 1,000 years on earth, we could all be billionaires. If you work at McDonald's for 35 years, mathematically at $17 an hour, you will be a millionaire. It's not about making $1 million. It's about how quickly and how fast you can condense time in what you're doing. Does that kind of make sense? And so I think I'm all about condensing. That's why I love reading books. That's why I love going, and you hear someone, they had 20 years experience. They condense it down into 200 pages or a 3-day event. You get to hear from somebody that ran a $40 billion fund and say, hey, don't make the mistakes I did, learn from my mistakes and stand on my shoulders and do it faster and better than I did. I think you can't afford not to come to an event like this because it condenses time and it saves you so much money in the long term. Life's expensive either way. The cost of not making money is pretty high. I love that quote, right? If you think the cost is too high, wait till they give you the bill for not being successful. Wait till the bill comes for not going to events. Wait for the bill comes for not educating yourself, for not investing in yourself. That bill is a lot more expensive than a couple $100 on a ticket, right? Now I know it's like, dude, I got to take time off of work and whatever. I got to come to this event. And we thought the same thing with our team. Like, man, our whole team is going to come. If you saw it before, our revenue jumped $800,000 the next 2 months from the baseline. That's not like total. That's like, we had a baseline. It spiked up $800,000. Was it worth the 10 grand? Yes. Like for us, it like totally was. That's why I'm such a believer in events. It's just changed and transformed my life. It's been awesome. Okay, other questions? Again, FunLaunch Live, so right here, here's the link again. Here's the QR code. If you guys, go in that chat bubble, if you guys need help, or send us an email at bridger@funlaunch.com. Bridger@funlaunch.com. We'll go in there and we'll figure it out. If you've already purchased a ticket, go on that chat bubble or just go to bridger@funlaunch.com. Okay. If you guys are in Black Card members need to purchase tickets, just so you know. So if you guys are a Black Card member, you guys still need to buy tickets to the event. We have a discounted link for Black Card members for just you, though. It's not for your family and friends. It's just for you. You get the discount link. So a lot of our Black Card members have already bought on a disc because they're in Black Card. They still have to join. But if you want to bring family and friends, it's just full price, unless you want to do this deal today. So if you have like, I'm a Black Card member. Typically, there's like 1 or 2 people in Black Card. If you have like 7 or 8 team members, I would message in and say, hey, I'm in Black Card. I've already bought 2 tickets. I want to buy my team members tickets for this amount. You can go and do that. Yeah. Yay. Cars and Coin. Can you provide dates? I will not provide dates. I just want you guys to show up. I will send you a private invite. Okay. It's next week though. It's in the middle of next week in Salt Lake City, Utah. You guys are welcome to come out, or if you can't come, no worries. Don't bend over backwards for it. But if you're in the area or nearby, I'd love to have you guys come. How much focus on the event will be on real estate funds? Let me think through our speakers. So our speaker lineup, we actually usually go very in depth on certain topics. So we have, on real estate funds though, I think we have 2 or 3 speakers that'll talk about real estate funds specifically, of 18 speakers. So 2 to 3 will talk specifically. Well, most of our people do real estate funds. So I think 3 specifically are going to talk about like real estate funds, scaling, doing big deals, how they leverage all that kind of stuff for real estate. The rest though, we have guys talking on hedge funds, person talking on venture capital funds. We have 1 or 2 speakers talking about capital raising and like capital raising on big, capital raising for small, like just like high net worth individuals, which applies to real estate funds as well. We have other people talking about economics, which also applies to real estate funds. So People talking about economics, the next 10 years, where technology is going. We have one of our speakers talking about where AI, blockchain, crypto, all this kind of stuff is moving right now, and kind of the next 10 years of transportation, where it looks and where you can potentially position your fund to take advantage of that, which is pretty cool. So pretty cool. Hopefully that helps your answer. Do you have an event team that would help put together an event? Would you like to partner in an event? Send us an email about it. My team runs my events, so we throw a lot of events. So I don't want them doing other events. But yeah, send me an email. Send me one to bridger@funlaunch.com. Okay. A couple other questions here. All the legal paperwork is done. If I was looking to go from 70K AUM to $1 million AUM, with only 5K, would it be better to host an event or hope or join the inner networker to raise funds? So I would do both. I would hope, actually what I would do is come to FunLaunch Live. I would leverage the people there. I would even host you could even host an event like one of the lunches or like one of the mornings or the day before the event. Go in the networking app and say like, hey, we're going to do a training. I'm not sure what your fund does, but like, hey, let's all the real estate people, let's get together and we're going to meet on this at this restaurant down the street the day before the event or the day after the event. Or even we usually break for about 2 hours per like lunch and dinner at the event. Hey, like day 2 lunch, I'm hosting a little private thing. Come over to this restaurant. We'll all talk and you can meet people there. Easy way to use it. So I would do both. When I talk about hosting, I do that as well. I host events and I go to events. So. Okay, other questions. Where's the conference located? Yeah, so we are at the Miami Convention Center in South Beach, Florida. You'll see it on the page there. So South Beach, Miami, it's an amazing convention center. It's beautiful. It's awesome. It's huge. It's amazing. So there's about 30 hotels like across the street from it, all around it. It's a huge convention center. When you guys buy, you'll see the links to all the hotels and stuff and everywhere to go. But it's pretty cool. So it's a May 10th, 11th, and 12th. So a 3-day event. It's pretty jam packed. you guys are spending good time and money to come out. Like I go all out. So when you guys show up, we spend pretty much all day doing, whether it's breakout sessions, something like I want to give you guys the most for the event. So like how long are each day, we go pretty, we start at 9 a.m. and we go, pretty well through the day. Yeah. Every day is a little different, but we go all out. It's pretty fun. Cool. How do you decide where to host smaller events or host higher events? Smaller events, I do it just typically where like a location where those entrepreneur people can come. And it's like, if I can get the coolest location I can get, like a university or like a small, like cool restaurant somewhere that's nearby people. We wanted to do for bigger events. It's actually a good question. We actually shop around. We shopped like 12 cities or something for this next one. We went to Miami. We have Miami's a cool hub for finance right now. It's an awesome kind of hot spot. A lot of people can get to Miami very easily. It's easy to fly into. We did Las Vegas last year. There's a lot of direct flights to Las Vegas. So it's easy to fly to. Flights are relatively cheap. Because Miami or Las Vegas, they want to incentivize people to fly there. So they have like cheaper flights and stuff. So it's usually, we just want it to be easy to get there and have a big enough venue that can host us. It's more about the venue than the city actually. I want a city that people can easily get to, but a venue that's really good. We shopped a lot of venues. This was our favorite spot right here. So that's why we chose it. Okay. Mason, am I missing any questions here? Okay. We'll stay on for a few. We'll keep, is there a recording of this? People hopped on late. Yes, there will be a recording. Okay. So tomorrow or tomorrow morning, the recording goes out. We might be sold out by tomorrow. I don't know that Mason can pull the number of our team back here, but I bet we're close. We might be again. So if you can see the slide here on the left, this is for ticket drop 3. This is only for ticket drop 3. We are, I think at the start of this webinar, we were like 40%, 50% sold out of ticket drop 3, something like that. This, I think we're pretty close. I don't know. They're running the numbers in the back right now. We'll see if we might even sell out today. This is only for ticket drop 3. So if you guys are watching the replay of this tomorrow, it might be sold out already. And then we'll move on to ticket drop 4 and then ticket drop 5. So we only want, cause we are trying to break, we can't lose too much money. That's why our CFO was like, dude, you like, this is too big of a discount. Like, you guys can't do this because we need to break even for our event. And we're like, no, we want to do this because it's going to be so cool. And so we just said, hey, we're only going to do it for ticket drop 3. Because we still need to break even on our tickets for other stuff. So again, this is only for ticket drop 3. We only have a few, a few spots for this one. So good questions. Yeah. Bridger at funlaunch.com. So it's not at a hotel. It's at the Miami Convention Center. Yeah. So there's about 10 hotels next door to it. It's a big convention center right in the middle of South Beach. It's beautiful. It's awesome. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. And by the way, we got some fun surprises going on at FunLaunch Live. I can't tell you guys, but we got some pretty cool stuff we're working on. Some cool tech things, some cool, anyways, I don't want to spill the beans, but some really cool stuff we're going to announce at FunLaunch Live, for our community, things that we think will shift the world of funds. Because we have such a big audience that run funds and raise capital. It's going to be pretty cool. So, yeah. So question is, any special events for Black Card members at FunLaunch Live? So some of you guys know Black Card is like our top group inside of FunLaunch. And the answer is yes. Yeah, we got a bunch of cool stuff. I don't think we've announced. Have we announced it yet? I don't think we've announced it yet. But so just so you know, last year we rented out the racetrack in Las Vegas and we all raced supercars. Like, we went and raced Lamborghinis and Ferraris last year just with Black Card, which was so cool. This year we got something else cooking right now. I don't think we've announced it. I don't think we will announce it yet. So we're not announcing it yet. But it's pretty cool. So it's just for Black Card members. It's the last night. So just make sure you don't fly out the last night. So stay the last night, which would be, it's Friday night in Miami. So Friday night, we got a really cool thing we're doing, just for our Black Card members. And, we have a couple private lunches and stuff we do as well, just for Black Card as well during the event. So I can't spill the beans. If you guys want to learn about Black Card, how do you guys become Black Card members? I got like 3 people asking me this. So Black Card's freaking sick. Do you have that link actually, Mace? Yeah. If you guys want to, we've got 5 of my team members right outside. They can actually hop on a phone call with you right now if you want. I think they have calendars open. So there's the link. Boom, baby. FunLaunch Live or funlaunch.com/call. You guys can go there. Mason just dropped it. And if you guys want to book a call with our team to learn about Black Card's freaking sick. All Black Card is like, not all it is, but all it is just everything you need to launch a fund, essentially. We have our lawyers come in that build a fund with you. We have a pitch deck designer that builds a fund. We have 15 different coaches that come in and strategize and think through your fund with you. We launched 120 funds out of Black Card last year. So if you want like my help or our team's help launching a fund, that's what Black Card is. And then we throw 3 private events a year just for Black Card. So we had Cancun last fall. This year we had one in Salt Lake City. We had everyone fly out for our workshop event, and we have our private event in Miami at FunLaunch Live, the last day of FunLaunch Live. So we have, and then what you do is you get a network with all these are our top people that run funds. It's pretty cool. Oscar saying Black Card is absolutely worth it. Yeah, it's pretty fun. So again, if you guys want to learn more about Black Card, grab a link or just go to fundlaunch.com/call or click Mason's link right there. He can drop again. You guys can go book a call there. I think we have actually time slots available for, I think, today and tomorrow if you guys want to book a call. Pretty cool. Okay, other questions? I'm going to host an event. Can you come on my podcast? Send us an email to bridger@funlaunch.com. Yeah. What steps would you recommend for someone who wants to start a fund? 26, currently raising capital for an exempt market dealer in Canada. Really cool, Jesse. So what I would say is we teach the FunLaunch formula. 4-step formula for launching funds. Actually, at FunLaunch Live, this is what FunLaunch Live is. Like, what are the best things to do? Like, FunLaunch Live, again, it's not just some general business conference. We talk about launching and scaling investment funds or syndications or raising capital, or you're an entrepreneur that wants to sell to a fund. That's kind of the stuff we talk about at FunLaunch Live. It's very targeted. And so it's very niche. And so if you want to learn, I would say come to FunLaunch Live, number 1. We got a bunch of YouTube videos and stuff I think it's good to prep before you come to FunLaunch Live. So go watch. We have YouTube videos on what's called the Fund Launch Formula. It's a 4-step formula to go and launch a fund. I walk through the whole thing on a YouTube video. And then I would prep and I mean, that's what the purpose of FunLaunch Live is people that are so some of those speakers I announced, Kaloa and Ryan Miller and David Yao, those 3 speakers, I think all 3 of them last year were just in the audience. There was people in the audience last year just watching. and which is kind of cool. And then guess what? Next year, I want to pick people from the audience this year and say, like, I love the story of like Bridger. I was in the audience last year. I was a pharmacist like David, and I started a fund, and now we have $10 million. Like, how cool of a story is that? You know, like, so, and by the way, so for next year's like 2023 or 2024 FunLaunch Live, we're going to be picking people that come to the event, are in the seats, like watching and listening. And then like, they have a cool story. We want them to come on stage and talk and share about all that kind of stuff. So, it's pretty fun. Yeah, pretty cool. So there's the QR code. And then, yeah, people that want, I think we've got the other. So, and by the way, all that stuff, if you guys like get lost or anything, just go to FunLaunch.com. Everything's there. So we have a free course on funds. We have the ticket. Actually, this ticket offer is just for this group. We have regular tickets there. If you want to book a call about Black Card or just talk to our team or whatever, go from there. Yeah. I'm buying 8 tickets. Awesome. Raising money. Cool. 10 million. That's not too bad. When is the next event planned? For Whale Group. Yeah. So we have a group called Whale Group. You have to have a $10 million fund to be in there. We have about 14 members. The next event is going to be, I believe in July. We're booking right now. We're trying to do, well, we'll see if it gets all booked, but we want to go fishing in Alaska. It's gonna be pretty cool. So that's for fund managers. Most of the funds that there's 2 or 3 funds that are over 100 million, a couple over $1 billion. You have to have a $10 million fund minimum to join. We have a group called Whale Group. So we have Whale Group, we have Black Card, we have like FunLaunch Live, which are, and then we have a free course. Now there's just stuff that we have as well. So there you go. That's kind of our value ladder of all the stuff that we do. But yeah, if like Whale Group, we had helicopters pick everybody up last time. We flew out to this private cabin. We dropped some videos on social media about it. It was pretty fun. So FFL sounds so fun. I love it. Yeah, we have fun with funds, you know? If you're interested in JVing, cool, amazing. You guys are awesome. Other questions. I'm just looking at the questions here. Can you start a fund without having an actual investment strategy in place? Yeah, Patrick, good question. So, actually, again, we walked through at FunLaunch Live. We'll talk about this, the FunLaunch formula and like how to go through that. So a couple of things. You can do a fund of funds. Number one, you can make a fund that goes in and invests into other funds, right? So your strategy is essentially just investing into other managers. Additionally, at FunLaunch Live, we actually had some guys last year. They bought tickets like this. One was good at like capital raising. The other one's good at deals. They networked in the app before the event. They showed up to the event, met each other in person. They went to the event, they became partners, and then launched a fund like 2 months after the event because of all the stuff they learned at FunLaunch Live. That's like the perfect dream goal of FunLaunch Live. Like that's what I want you guys to do. And so if you've ever felt like I don't have the right partner or the right team or whatever, that's okay. No one really does this alone, just so you're aware. Like, it's very rare for someone to run an entire fund kind of by themselves. And so like my fund, we run a crypto fund. I don't know much about, I'm okay about crypto. I'm like 5 out of 10 on crypto. My business partners though, I have 2 guys that are incredible. These guys are like 10 out of 10. They know everything inside and out of crypto, but they don't know how to run a fund. They don't know how to raise capital as well. And so what we do is we partner together and we help each other out. So there you go. Okay. Do we help people in the UK? Yep. Yeah, we do. So we have a bunch of clients in Canada. We have a bunch of people in Europe, in Dubai, Middle East, South America, Asia. We have people all over the world. We actually have a couple coaches that are international as well. We have 2 coaches in Canada. We have a coach, Simon. We're actually transitioning to a new coach right now because he's just been so busy. But he's based out of the UK. So we have a bunch of funds that are in Europe and all around the world. We actually have a lot of people that come to FunLaunch Live from all over the world as well, which is pretty cool because it's applicable. The same strategies for raising capital in the United States are pretty much the same strategies for raising money in the United Kingdom or Dubai or other places. They're kind of universal truths. Economics affect the entire world. It's pretty cool. So describe when to get on the app for Miami ticket holders. Yeah. So the app, you should get access like today, right? How does it work, Mace? Okay, so yeah, what we'll do, just because we have so many people joining right now, give us like a couple days, but everyone that buys and joins today, you guys will be put in, like we'll send you an email that has a private invite just for our group. You have to be a ticket holder to join the group, by the way. You can't just join it without, you have to be a ticket holder. That's what's kind of cool. And then what's happening is all those people in the app are then coming to FunLaunch Live. And it's all verified that you have a ticket, like you're coming to FunLaunch Live, which is so cool. And you'll be there. Yeah. It's kind of fun. Are there different tiers like VIP and stuff? So actually at our event, there's only 2 ticket types. There's general admission and then there's black card. So black card gets like our VIP stuff and the parties and stuff is black card. And then it's just general admission. So we don't like segment seating and stuff. Black card gets early access to like get the like front row seats and stuff, but general admission, you guys can get really good seats and get up front and everything and get in there. So I've been to events where they segment like there's like platinum and then double platinum and then diamond, then gold, then silver, then bronze, then like, and like whatever, like, and you're like, dude, what the heck, you know, and they're all, it's just a little crazy for me. So we just keep it simple. It's just general admission. It's pretty simple. Yeah, seating is just first come, first serve. The black card members do get like early access. That's the one thing is they get like early access to go get seats. But besides that, everyone else is just first come, first serve. Yeah. We actually usually, we have like a rush. So we'll close the doors. It's actually crazy. Again, our events are kind of crazy. We'll close the doors and we get everything prepped inside. And then we open the doors. We're like, hey, come on in. And people like come running in and like sprint to get the best seats. It's pretty fun. You guys, it's a pretty cool atmosphere. We try to keep the energy very high. We have an amazing MC. Like it's not your grandma's event, you know? So there you go. Yeah. Bridger@funlaunch.com. If you have inquiries or stuff that's just not working or breaking right now, send an email to bridger@funlaunch.com. So if you're in the United States but you want to raise money out of South America, can you? Yes, actually we have a group. I believe we talked to them in Black Card. They're raising a ton of money out of Ecuador and I think Colombia or other places. The answer is yes. Yeah. A lot of times there's again, not legal advice, talk to legal counsel, but a lot of funds will use international feeder structures. So they'll funnel that money through the British Virgin Islands or Cayman Islands in a legal way, not illegal. There's illegal ways to do it. And there's legal ways to do it. We do things by the legal, like by the book way. And you can do that through, a lot of times it's through like the British Virgin Islands, through the Cayman Islands. You can move money through there. You still have to file with the SEC, do all the SEC filing and all that stuff. But we can help you do all that. So yeah, the answer is yes, you can do it. Additionally, you can run a fund here and then run a fund in Brazil. Like we have a group in Black Card that has a Brazilian based fund that buys and sells shipping containers that come in, which is pretty cool. So you might just need a green card before you join Black Card, you feel? No, not true at all. Yeah, we have clients all over the world. So in Black Card, I think we actually did a survey. I think it's 20, well, don't quote me. I think it's about 20% of our clients are outside the United States that run funds and do all their stuff outside the United States. So again, majority of our people are in the United States, or maybe they live in Australia, but they raise money in the United States or vice versa. So you're still going to need to understand United States law. We have now 4 or 5 legal partners that can work with funds all over the world, international, whatever. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Question: best ways to raise capital? Events. That was the whole purpose of this webinar, right? Was how we've raised over $10 million throwing not FunLaunch Live, throwing small events. So if you guys watched the replay, or maybe you missed the beginning, but we walked through hosting big and small events and then attending big and small events is a huge way that you can go out and meet investors, raise capital, all that kind of stuff. Darnell, are you still working on getting your Series 65? Great question, actually. So about a year ago, I was like, I'm going to do my Series 65. I talked to my lawyers and they're like, you don't need to get it. And I was like, okay. And actually there's certain liabilities. If you don't need to get, there's liabilities that come with having a license. You have to do certain things. And so they told my lawyers, I asked them like 3 times, like over email. I was like, okay, are you like, for sure? Like, you don't need a license. You're good. And so for our fund, our crypto fund, we file as an exempt reporting advisor. So we can still charge management fees. We still charge performance fees. We do all the same thing. We have an exempt reporting advisor clause, and none of us need to have Series 65s. So yeah, it's kind of funny actually. So my brother, he had a Series 65. He was a chief compliance officer. And then their legal team advised him to not have it for certain liabilities. And then he re-got it again. It's just funny. Every fund is a little different. We walked through that whole thing. So some funds it depends on your state that you're in. Depends on your fund type and how much money you're raising. And so if you're in Texas doing a real estate fund raising $200 million, that'll be a different answer than if like I'm in Utah running a crypto fund and we're raising $100 million. It's a different answer based on what you're doing. And so you can file under that. And my fund is a Reg D 506C fund, so we can publicly advertise it. It's a 3C1 fund. Yeah. All right. Okay, cool. Good questions, you guys. Funny enough, though, on licenses, when in a fund, a lot of people ask, like, do I need a Series 33 or a Series 7 or a Series whatever? Most funds, it's no. Almost all. Actually, it's crazy enough. People think they need those. You don't. You would now you can if you want, but most funds, all you need is Series 65 at the most level. And what you'll do if you're like so some of those licenses are for trading. These like big funds will open up their own broker or prime broker or broker dealer. So then you would need like a Series 7. You would then have your own broker dealer. But a lot of funds are trading. You hire a prime broker like Credit Suisse or Goldman Sachs, whatever. They hold the licenses to execute your trades. And the only license you need is a Series 65. It's kind of crazy. That's another discussion for another day. And again, talk to legal advice, not legal counsel. Go talk to your own legal counsel. But that's a pretty cool way to do it. Now, some funds, as you get big enough, you'll want to open up your own broker dealer, which is a separate company, then you'll need different licenses, but it's kind of cool. Okay, ask on recording. I'm going to host an event. Perfect. I love it. Yeah, you guys are going to host events, man. It's going to be amazing. Private equity versus M&A. What's the difference? Good question. So just so people understand what those mean, PE stands for private equity. M&A stands for mergers and acquisitions. Now, they're kind of the same thing is happening. So just so your example, a fund, all funds is just a pool of money. Investors put money in that pool and they invest into certain things. The only difference between a hedge fund or real estate fund or private equity fund is what they invest into. So a private equity fund buys privately held businesses. They buy and sell businesses that are privately held. A real estate fund buys and sells real estate. A hedge fund buys and sells public things, securities, public securities. So stocks, options, bonds, crypto, that's a hedge fund. So a private equity fund buys and sells privately held businesses. The same fund. It's actually crazy. We launch all these types of funds. I see all the back end of them. It's pretty cool. They all kind of run almost exactly the same, which is kind of crazy. So a private equity fund buys and sells businesses. We have guys that doing small private equity. They buy like restaurants. They group them together. There's like large private equity. They go buy like Kohl's or Nine West Shoes or Aeropostale or whoever, like Staples. That's all those companies are owned by Sycamore Partners. They're a large private equity firm. So mergers and acquisitions usually is when two companies are going to merge together or one company's going to acquire another company, which would be private equity. So an acquisition would be technically like private equity. You're buying and selling businesses. So kind of the same thing. Now, typically when someone says like, I do M&A work, what they mean is they don't run a fund that goes and buys, like, because a fund would go buy 5 businesses and group them together and then run those. Someone that says like, I do M&A work, they usually work for an investment bank and they get paid fees for doing that. It's kind of like they're just a glorified real estate agent. That's what they are. Just so you guys are aware, like investment banking, all it is, you're just a glorified salesman. What you're doing is you're just saying, hey, we're going to broker this deal. So we've got a company that we want to sell to this other company. And we're hired as essentially like agents or real estate agents. We'll get paid a fee of like 2% of selling this business. They get paid an M&A or transaction fee for doing that. So that's one. Now, people use these terms in all different ways. Some people do M&A like internally for like Google, like goes and buys companies. They do have an internal M&A team. So they either merge or they acquire companies. It's the same process as private equity, but they just aren't specifically, that's not the only thing Google does. Google also runs a bunch of other businesses. Private equity, typically that's all they do is go and acquire. And so they're kind of two heads of the same beast kind of a thing, just two kind of different labels, but hopefully that helps. All right. Yeah, coming to FunLaunch Live. Yeah, it's funny enough. So we did a big survey last year after the event. Like, what'd you guys like? What'd you not like? Number one, we got incredible feedback. People like the feedback was, I kind of anticipated an okay conference, and this was like unreal. And so that was cool to hear from an event thrower, because sometimes you just don't know if people like your event. But the second thing was this, which was so cool. They were like, yeah, the speakers and stuff was amazing, no doubt. But the biggest thing from the event was meeting the people sitting to the right and left of me, meeting people during the breaks, the lunch, the networking. They were like, I was blown away at the quality of person that showed up to FunLaunch Live. And what's funny is we talked about this a lot, but like when you throw a general business conference, like just come learn like 10X Growth Con. It's like I'm nothing against Grant Cardone, but it's very general, right? And what you get is just general people that show up. When you throw a specific event like FunLaunch Live, come learn about funds and fund managers. What that attracts is people that run funds or are in that really deep in that niche. And so what you get is a very targeted audience. And what's cool is you get, the people that are sitting to the left and right of you, it's like, hey, oh man, you run a $25 million fund that trades options. Oh, this guy is like doing big real estate in Texas. This gal is like, she helps on a team that raises money, whatever it is, And that was the biggest feedback we got from last year's event, was just the networking group that was there, which is pretty cool. Yeah. You guys still awake out there? I put you all to sleep yet? What's the, and Mason's keep dropping that link. Thank you. So yeah, again, FunLaunch Live. Let me go one more time here. What's up, everybody? Let me go one more time. So this is what the website looks like. Here it is. So you can go right here. If you're on the fence, I would say we have a 7-day money back guarantee. I would say go and just buy tickets because you can refund them for 7 days. We don't have a refund policy on other tickets. We put this on, I believe anyways, we put this on today just for this because we wanted you guys to, maybe if you had team members or a spouse or somebody you wanted to come, that you could just say, you know what, I'm going to get the deal while the deal is hot. And then you can decide later. So you have a 7-day money back guarantee, which is awesome. So like, there's really no way you can lose. So again, FunLaunch Live original tickets, same price, $497. But then this is how you get more tickets. If you want to buy more than 3, click that button, then click this, and then it opens up a drop down of how many tickets you want to do. If you want to do 10 tickets or 20 tickets, you guys can decide. And it's pretty crazy. You get $100 per ticket, which is the cheapest we've ever sold tickets for, which is just wild. This is why our CFO was like yelling at us this morning, me and Mason. It's like, don't do this. This is like way too good of an offer. We're like, we're doing it, So anyways, it was funny. So he's kind of mad at us, but anyways, nonetheless, we did it. So we're here. So again, this deal will go away right as ticket drop 3 closes out, which we think will sell out. We're moving at a pretty fast pace right now. It might even sell out tonight. Maybe tomorrow morning. We for sure, at least our statistics are telling us for sure it would sell out by this weekend. So Sunday night, I believe it was like our little chart was saying like for sure it'll be, because we have a certain number of ticket allocations per drop. So each drop, just so you're aware, is 500 tickets. So 500, 500, 500, 500, 500, the 2,500 people. So once we sell out, we just raise tickets again. We just sell out and we raise tickets. So we've sold out very quickly. Drop 1 and 2, drop 3, is maybe even sold out right now. I don't even know, but for sure our analytics were telling us it would sell out by Sunday night, which is kind of cool. Yeah. You guys can come watch all the cool videos and stuff on here. Kind of fun. If you don't make back your money on tickets, like just from the people you meet and the information, if it's not worth it, like, I don't know, dude, you can send me a message and I'll refund you. Like after the event, if you come to the event, all 3 days you're there and you don't like it and you're like, this was dumb, waste of time. Like I will give you your money back 100%. I am so confident you will come and this will be worth, you'll be like, I would have paid 10 times the amount of a ticket. Like I would have paid $5,000 for that ticket. If you don't feel like that after the event, then I'll send you your money back. No, I don't even care. Like that's how confident I am. Our speaker lineup is amazing right now. I keep telling like Mason, I told my dad last night, I'm like, dude, we have one of the best speaker lineups I've seen of any conference ever on planet Earth. And I'm pretty excited. I'm excited. It's going to be really fun. So if you guys don't, if you don't feel like that, then no worries. So I'll send you your money back. But for sure, we have a 7-day money back guarantee right now. So if you have somebody on the fence, if you like have a cousin or a brother-in-law, your in-laws or your friend down the street or whatever, and something's, and you're like thinking they might come, but you can't get them to answer their phone right now, I would just buy a ticket for them and just make sure you reserve their spot because this deal is going away, at least by Sunday night at midnight, if not sooner. So, okay. What is the best practice to do fund to funds? Would it be to negotiate with the fund for a better spread? Yeah, So fund to funds, typically, most funds charge like a 2 and 20. But if you come to a fund, you say, hey, I'll give you a $10 million check, but we don't want to pay a 2% management fee. We want to pay a 1% management fee. A lot of times they'll do that for They'll give you discounts and concessions. So that's how then you pass those returns on to your investors. So that's number one. Number two is a lot of funds are exclusive. So a lot of funds you can't even get into, like Ray Dalio's funds. I think minimum commitment was $100 million. So regular people like me and you we don't have $100 million in one check to give to that, but we could put money into a fund of funds that then invests $100 million into that fund. So you get these exclusive funds that you normally can't get to. And then number three, you get diversification across a bunch of different asset classes or funds. Across the board. Yep. What's my fund's annual return? Yeah, we just dropped, I actually put a whole, we posted on social media. So go look at my post. That was for our last reporting date. We beat Bitcoin by 20, don't quote me, I think it was 22%. We beat Ethereum by 12% for that period. We actually beat the NASDAQ, the Dow, and the S&P 500. I think we beat the Dow by like 2%. We beat the NASDAQ by 5% and the S&P by like 7% or something. Anyways, don't quote me on that. It's all I post on my social media, actually. You can go see it. So pretty cool. Yeah, our fund's doing really well. Where do most attendees stay for the Miami FunLaunch Live? So we're at the Miami Convention Center. If you just Google that, there's like 10 hotels within walking distance right around it. And yeah. So when you buy your ticket, we send you an email with, hey, these are all the places that our attendees are staying at, like our top 3 resorts that have the best deals. They give us a discount and stuff. So you can go there. And then Glenn, if you're asking like, where's the best place to host an event during? So like if you're going to host a lunch or maybe before, I would host it probably at the hotel because a lot of our attendees are staying at the hotel. And so like right across the street and be like, hey, in the lobby, we're going to meet for drinks at, 10 p.m. Now I would say I would not host sub events during the event. Okay. It's an easy way to like piss me off and our team off really bad is if you're like, don't like, so go to the sessions. We give you guys plenty of time to network, do it outside of, because what also happens is people are like, they kind of get like, they're like, wait, why are you doing this? Like, why are you pulling people away? Like, I thought you were here. So, because the easiest way to build rapport, like I shared before, is to have a connection with the event thrower. So you'd be like, oh, like, isn't like Bridger or the team or whoever spoke, wasn't that guy awesome? Like, wasn't that so cool? Let's talk about it here during the break or during the session there. So just a word of, I don't know, caution or other stuff. It's you actually can get some crazy stuff happens. So I would do it. Yeah. During the breaks, it's good etiquette to have during an event. And it also, you meet people during the event. That's like when you want to be in the sessions there, sitting up front, taking notes, and then you can meet the people around you and then say, okay, hey, tonight after the event's done, we're going to go get drinks at this bar, or we're going to go, tomorrow when the event's done, we're going to have lunch at this certain place. So anyways. Yep. Yeah, it's good etiquette. Okay, cool. Other questions here? If you guys haven't bought a ticket yet, why aren't you buying a ticket? I'm asking you a question now. What's holding you back? What's the biggest thing holding you back from coming to FunLaunch Live? What's the biggest thing holding you back? Money. Yeah, I need funds. So our first event we went to, me and Mason, is we put it on credit cards. That first event, dude, it was $1,000 a ticket. I think it's the second event we went to. We had to fly out to Nashville, right, Mace? Nashville, wasn't it? So we flew to Nashville. It was $1,000 a ticket. So $2,000 for us, and then tickets, and then a hotel or whatever. So we spent a good amount of money. We put on credit cards. We went, and then we said, like, okay, and I always think about stuff in ROI. Like we're investors here, right? So it's like, then what happens is like, I got to make back now that money. How am I going to do that? And so I went to the event and I thought, I'm going to meet people. I'm going to make connections. I'm going to sell. I'm going to do whatever it takes to make that money back. Crazy enough, during the event, me and Mason found, I think, a couple clients that we were doing like an agency at the time that we sold for like $3,000 or $4,000. And we're like, ta-da, like the event for free, because we went to the event. We said, we're going to make our money back at this event. We made a couple connections at the event. They like joined. We were at the time, we were building websites for people. This is like way back when. And we had a couple people join our thing that we built websites for and built funnels for and ads and stuff. Ta-da. We made back like $3,000 or $4,000. I was like, cool. That's how I approach things. I joined a mastermind. Me and Mason joined a mastermind. It was $150,000. $150,000. Do I have that laying around? Like, well, yeah, we could just buy it, but I don't think about it like that. It's like, okay, I'm going to join this for 150 grand. How will I make back $150,000? That's your mindset. How am I going to get a positive ROI on that? So we go to these events. It's like, okay, who am I going to meet? How am I getting connections? How am I going to help them? How are we going to do partnerships or deals? What can I do? And ta-da, I would say we're still in the middle of that 150. I think we could say we made $150,000 already from stuff that we've learned and used. And we're only in it for like 2 months. We have a full year. So it's pretty cool. That's how you approach this. So if you're like, I don't have money, that's the exact reason you need to come to FunLaunch Live. That's the exact reason you need to come. This event is not made for people that are rich and billionaires already. This is made for people that don't have it yet, that want to. It's called FunLaunch for a reason, to launch, to move, to scale. If you want to keep being broke, then keep doing the same things you've been doing for years. If you want to be different, go follow what wealthy people are doing. Follow the path. Be in the same room as them. Proximity is power. I love that quote from Tony Robbins. Proximity is power. If you can taste it, if you can touch it, if you can feel it, if you can be in the proximity of something, you're way more likely to achieve or become that thing. And so the fact that you're broke or I'm maximum credit is the exact reason you need to come to FunLaunch Live. That's the exact reason. If your team isn't where it's supposed to be, man, we keep missing our goals. I don't have the right thing. I don't have an assistant. I'm not ready yet. That's the exact reason to come to FunLaunch Live. If everyone had everything figured out, we wouldn't even host an event. We'd be good. Like, okay, everyone go home. High fives. We're good. The reason we host FunLaunch Live is because we need to learn, what does the next 10 years of economics look like? We have this amazing economist coming to speak. What does it look like to raise capital? How can I make connections? How can I build something bigger than myself? Okay. That's why we host events like FunLaunch Live, is for people. And the reason I feel so indebted, because I am a beneficiary of events like this. I went to events when I was broke, and I learned stuff from people that were ahead of me on the game of money. And I grabbed things from them, and I slowly got better and better at it. So there you go. Somebody else said, I'm talking to my partners right now. I would just recommend, I would just buy the tickets. If you have 5 partners, I would buy 6 tickets. And then you have a 7-day money back guarantee. So you can just refund them tomorrow or over the weekend or whatever, if they can't come. But if you're waiting on the fence, we might be sold out by the time you decide, that you're coming. So I would grab the deal while the deal's hot is what I would do. Yeah. Cool. For people in the chat, bought tickets, only received email. Receipt confirmation that says we'll get an official ticket within info shortly. Yep. Yeah. So great question, Brian. So when you guys buy, you'll get an email that says like, we confirmed your tickets, that holds your spots in our system. Just our team today, since we're doing this special discount, we typically have it just sends it right away. Give us like a day or two, just because we have so many orders coming in and people. By at least middle of next week, you should have the official like QR code. But that ticket, essentially that receipt is your ticket confirmation. Like you've bought tickets, that's your receipt. You're in. Like we've got you reserved. The actual QR, we have to generate the QR code for you and like build your ticket for you individually. That takes us a couple of days to do it. So just give us a week and we'll send them to you. And by the way, if you never get those or whatever, you can even just bring that receipt to FunLaunch Live. Like, yo, I bought. Like that's good enough to get you in. We can look up your email from there. So it gets you in. So that's your confirmation that your tickets are secured. Yep. All right. Cool. Thanks. Yeah. Good question, Brian. Yay. For people pitching in the chat, I hope you guys listened to my earlier stuff. Like when you go to events like this, everyone hates the person that just pitches them the whole time. People hate events when you go and you just get pitched the whole time by somebody, like in a chat or whether it's in person or whatever. Don't be the person that just pitches everybody on something. Be the person that adds value. Be the person that comes and says, hey, how can I help you? How can I help your fund? How can I, build you up? People that if you go to events enough, like I've been to, the people that show up and are like, hey, come hear about me, hear about my thing. I'm going to pitch you on everything. Those people typically have about 0 friends at the event. People that show up with an attitude of giving, of connecting, of helping other people out, all of a sudden that person has all the friends they could ever imagine. It's kind of a weird thing about life. The more you give, the more you get. So I'll just use you guys as a little example in the chat. People that keep pitching in the chat, you can do that. It's okay, I guess. I can't stop you, but at the same time, it's an easy way to turn everybody off from wanting to partner with you. If you listen to my second secret there, it's anyways kind of cool. Yeah. All right, Mace. Other questions, things that I'm missing here? You feeling good? Okay, we're gonna wrap this up. I probably should go back to this other screen. We'll wrap up in like 1 or 2 minutes, but I want to answer a couple more things. If you guys are there, let me pull up that QR code one more time. Final call. I think we are getting pretty close to selling out drop 3, which is faster than expected. We thought we would be selling this out by Sunday. We are, so kudos to you guys that are coming to FunLaunch Live, which is gonna be so fun to have you guys there, which is pretty awesome. So grab tickets if you guys are available, or if you want to. We've got a 7-day money back guarantee. So you have like partners on the fence, whatever. This is the best discount I think we've ever done for tickets, which is pretty cool as well there, which is pretty fun. So I'll leave this up for 1 more minute. You guys can grab the link there, scan that QR code, or just click on the link Mason's dropping, or just type this link into a browser. Okay. Wow. We've been on for a little bit of time here. This is crazy. So I'm excited to see all you guys in person at FunLaunch Live, by the way. I'm excited to like look you in the eye and shake your hand. By the way, if you have a fund over $10 million, we're going to submit applications. You guys can come on stage and win a pair of shoes like on stage. They're custom made. So you have to submit the application, but at the event in the middle of day 2, we have everyone come up and we actually present the awards on stage for you guys to come and receive your award of like getting your fund over $10 million, which is so cool. And we are launching a new award this year as well, which is kind of cool as well. So I won't spill the beans yet, but it should be pretty fun. So I'm excited to have you guys all in person there. It's gonna be a really good time. Okay. How we feeling, Mason? Anything else? Good. Feeling good? Mason is ending a 3-day fast right now. And this event is gone. This webinar has gone long. He's supposed to go eat right now. He literally has not eaten any food in 3 days. He's only had water. You did an IV drip yesterday, right? Yeah. Water, and it's like lemon water or what? Just straight water. Straight water for 3 days. And this guy put this whole webinar together and got you guys all to show up, which is crazy. And the more I talk, the more it delays him from going to because he's about to break his fast after 3 days right now, which is pretty funny. So, all right, you guys are amazing. We'll let Mason go get some food. You guys are awesome. If you can, drop a thank you to Mason in the chat for putting this all together and just working hard behind the scenes. if you guys can in the chat, that'd be awesome. And, hope he doesn't pass out here after 3 days of no food, which is crazy. So drop a thank you to Mason. The dude is incredible. He's an incredible business partner. And a lot of you guys see me on like screen on the camera. Mason does like all the stuff. The reason we even have FunLaunch, the reason you guys have seen this webinar or anything is because of Mason, which is so cool. So drop Mason a huge thank you. He's a stud. And we got to get him some food in his belly here pretty soon. What's the lunch? Where are you going? Vessel. Wow. I know Vessel Kitchen. Very good. Very healthy. Yep. Maybe I'll come. That's awesome. Okay. You guys are amazing. Submitting order for 20 with no money. Save my tickets, please. Awesome. Okay. Will do. Again, final call. If you just, for whatever reason, something didn't work today, send me an email at bridger@fundlaunch.com. We'll drop it one more time, bridger@fundlaunch.com. And there you go. Should be pretty fun. Okay. Y'all are amazing. See you guys at FunLaunch Live in Miami. I'm so excited to see you guys there, and peace out, everybody. Bye.